guys. Welcome to Lore Boys, the comedy podcast where we talk about video game lore and interesting things about video games. I'm Ethan Palmer. I'm joined with James Miller.
Hey there.
And Peter O'Donoghue.
Yeah, introducing himself.
Thank you.
How's it going, guys? What you been up to?
Oh, not too bad. What are we drinking today?
Gin and tonic for me.
Good?
Yeah, I'm going with Pabst Blue Ribbon.
The
because,
classiest.
yeah,
James is a classy lady.
Yeah, I work in a very classy place, so I have classy drinks.
And you, Peter?
I'm drinking a gin and tonic as well.
There we go.
Some Schweppes.
Schweppes tonic. Schweppes. Hey, Schweppes, if you're listening to this, get at us.
Yeah. Hit me up.
Play any good games recently, guys?
I've been making it a point to play everything I own on Steam, at least a bit.
Okay.
So I'm back into Child of Light, which is totally okay.
Okay.
It's reminiscent of Chrono Trigger, which I think is neat because it's like a turn-based, open air quotes, RPG, but you have a speed meter, so you can get 2 turns in before somebody moves if they're slow.
Okay.
Just like Chrono Trigger.
I love Final Fantasy VII as well.
Yeah, I think I don't remember that because I played for.
I don't know if you could ever actually get 2 turns
2.5 hours. Yeah.
But you definitely had a speed meter, which determined who went first.
You could get 2 turns in on certain bosses.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me. I only ever got to the end of the second disc.
And then I played Darksiders 1 for less than an hour, and it's fucking garbage. And I hate it because I hate Darksiders 2 as well. I never finished that one. And I was like, well, let me try the first because it wasn't one of those like get on the bandwagon open world games.
Yeah.
But it's not good.
It's not good.
No.
Shit bandwagon.
It's like shit. Well, no, it's like bad bad Gardevoir.
Yeah.
Pokemon. It's bad God of War. It's a crap hack and slash.
Okay.
And then I abandoned Titanfall 2 finally. Rage quit and uninstalled.
Oh yeah.
It's all done. Yeah.
I picked up Battlefield 1 at that time, so I didn't get into Titanfall 2.
You're a bad person.
I heard Titanfall 2 is better according to Metacritic too by about 2-3%.
I love it.
It looks cool.
The problem is like the population after they release free DLC with new shit all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like the population the day after the most recent patch and update was like 1,300 people, and it's all the no-lifers. So I have like 100. I have like 100 hours in the game, including campaign. So like I'm not super good. I'm like prestige 4. But what the fuck is the point of having prestige levels if you don't get matched up to other level 4s? Right?
Yeah.
It's just like
the population base is 1,300 people. Like, you
just
can't be choosy.
So that was it. That was my game. That was my gaming week and a bit.
Okay, that's terrible. I see Titanfall on Reddit all the time. I'm surprised it's so low.
It's so much fun.
It's got good, it's the type of game that I'm sure you get a lot of highlight plays.
Call of Duty, the newest one, I forget the name of it, Battlefield 1 and Titanfall all came out around the same time. Yeah. And Titanfall was the one that beat everyone. Yeah. Call of Duty came last.
According to the critics.
Yeah, according to the critics.
Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1.
But the campaign's really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good. No lore for that one, though.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
Talking about The Legend of Zelda today and the history of Hyrule.
Never heard of it.
It's a little known game by a little known company called Nintendo.
Indies?
Yeah, it's an indie company actually.
Is this like one of those Kickstarter success stories?
Yeah. It's only available on the Ouya.
Oh god.
No, The Legend of Zelda, storied franchise. The first game came out in I believe 1986. The Legend of Zelda, The Adventure of Link.
Can't confirm.
Can confirm? Can't confirm?
Cannot personally, no.
And
can't vouch for the 80s.
As far as I know, you, Peter, have very little experience with The Legend of Zelda.
I have a combined total of probably like 8 hours or less across 5 or 6 games. I've played Ocarina, but I've never finished it.
Okay.
I got to where you get your horse. Lon Lon Ranch.
Oh, very early.
That's very early.
Never got past that. I played most of the most time I spent was in Wind Waker because I like the way it looks a lot.
Yeah.
Played that on a GameCube.
Great visual game.
I played TP, but only for about 45 minutes.
Okay. That's probably my favorite Zelda game.
What's TP?
Twilight Princess.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I played Link to the Past on an emulator, so never played it for real.
Okay.
Yeah, I've played, the only one I've beaten 100% of the way through is Wind Waker, and I had a lot of fun with that.
It's so cute.
It is cute, and the graphics are great, and on the GameCube, like, it's just a pretty game, and there's so much to see. There's the islands and everything, and so much sailing to do, and things that are even off the storyline that you can do. I really enjoyed that one, but aside from that, I played Ocarina of Time up to about the Water Temple, which is I feel like a lot of people fall off. Is the Water Temple.
I've heard tell. I've never actually even seen like gameplay from the Water Temple. Personally,
I beat it once. I remember that, and then I was happy with myself. So happy with myself. I think I stopped playing the game.
It's a lot of running in circles. The Water Temple.
Yeah. Well, up circles and up and down, right? Yeah, it's bad.
Most people tell me to try Majora's Mask.
Okay.
Which does look sick. Like
my least favorite.
That was my least favorite. It's the timing thing.
Ooh, that's an edgy thing to put into our first episode. We're gonna get fucking railed.
Oh yeah, the fanboys.
You're a bad person.
Fanboys.
It's fine.
I'm jumping ship right now. I'm going home.
I might have liked it if I was a little bit older. Whenever I played it, I played it at a young time. Whenever I wanted to explore the game, and not have this stress of an impending moon coming at me. Right? Maybe if I played it now, it'd be a lot of fun.
You probably appreciate it now.
Exactly.
In comparison to, like, they play it on 3DS because I think they updated some stuff. I considered doing that.
I would probably enjoy it more on 3DS too because the N64 controller was a terrible controller.
It
was a great system, great platform, but that was a terrible controller to control a game.
Maybe I'll get it. I was thinking about getting the new 2DS because I have the old 2DS, the Wedge one. Because I needed a cheap alternative to play Pokemon Y because whatever.
I have a 3DS. It's a relic from when I worked at a good paying job.
Do you think the 3DS is sustainable though, or is the 3D thing a gimmick?
It was just totally a gimmick.
It's totally a gimmick. It is a really cool gimmick, though, honestly.
Like, everybody says.
When you turn that slider up, you're like, I'm not wearing any glasses, and this is 3D vision. I don't know how this works. Yeah, it's fantastic. But you're right, Peter. I have probably alienated the entire Zelda fan base at this point because I said Twilight Princess is my favorite, which is one of the lesser-liked games, and I said Majora's Mask is my least favorite, which is one of the greater-liked games. But I like Ocarina, so I think
you want to pick up Breath of the Wild.
Exactly.
I played that for... Oh, that's right, I forgot to mention. I did play that, but I didn't do anything because a buddy of mine brought his Switch to work. So I got to fuck around with that for a bit, which is really neat. It's like I like the feel of the console, but all I really did was hit a bunch of buttons, and I kept throwing his like expensive spear across a field and then having to go pick it up because the controls aren't great.
All three of us haven't really played much Breath of the Wild.
No, I played it 15 minutes. Just kind of messed around with the controls
waiting,
more than anything.
I'm waiting for this podcast to blow up so I can afford a Switch.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild. So
it's okay. You can't even find a Switch anywhere in the city.
So everybody listening, please send me a Nintendo Switch and Breath of the Wild and include $5 in the envelope, please.
Mm-hmm.
That should be like, what, $50 million? If everyone sends me $5?
I think that'd be pretty good, I didn't taste the cartridge. Apparently, they're terribly bitter.
It's to keep your siblings from eating your games.
I know. It's a good idea, but all it did was get like adults to put it in their mouth, which is definitely not what they were thinking.
But you know what?
This is the first I hear of this.
It was a real problem. Like, my brother ate all of my games when I was a kid.
I believe it, dude. What? Your brother's an animal, though.
But like back when cartridges were big?
Yeah. I just don't know. He never did that, but I just don't see the reasoning behind needing to make a small thing bitter just because.
Well, have you seen a Switch cartridge?
How big are they?
They're like an inch and a half.
Like an SD cartridge.
Yeah, they're like the same height, but they're slimmer than an SD card.
Yeah.
So I guess console aimed at like nostalgic adults or kids. You get it is a choking hazard, I suppose.
Yeah. Little kids eat shit, man.
Yeah.
Little kids eat shit.
Little kids eat shit. That's
either ate like change or Legos. Definitely not change. Legos, I would have to consult my parents.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
I was a fat baby. I don't know what I was up to.
Eating everything but Legos.
Yeah, exactly.
Ethan was going for the 12 dot Legos. He was a
Jesus. Anyway.
Legend of Zelda franchise. Started back in the 80s, like I said. There's been about 22 Zelda games in total, not including some less than canon ones.
The CDI games count.
What's that?
The CDI games count.
Well, they don't count in this 22 Zelda games number that I've just thrown out, but they count. They're Zelda games. The original one was on the Famicom, actually. It wasn't even on the NES.
It's a Japanese machine. Right?
Yeah, it was
dumb little remotes that you couldn't unplug.
Yeah, and it was released a year later on the NES. So when it first started, there was Zelda 1, or The Legend of Zelda, and then Legend of Zelda 2, Link's Adventure, came out not long later, and the continuity at this point is like straightforward.
Okay.
It's like Zelda 2, direct sequel to Zelda, the original.
Okay.
Then the game that came after that...
Is it the same villain? I actually don't know anything about Link's Awakening.
It's Ganondorf.
Okay, same guy.
Well, no, sorry. At this point, it is not Ganondorf. It is the demon Ganon. Yeah.
Okay.
Ganondorf does not make an appearance in any of these.
Ganondorf's the human version?
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Sorry. Spoilers for a game that came out like 19 years ago.
Older than that, man.
No, I was...
That's like 98.
Yeah, 98 was Ocarina.
Ocarina, yeah. I guess that was probably the first one where Ganondorf actually was featured.
Yeah. Well, you'd know.
Yeah.
Spoilers for the end of the podcast.
If I can remember my own notes. Yeah. The third game released by Nintendo in the Legend of Zelda series was A Link to the Past, which came out as a direct prequel to the events of The Legend of Zelda.
I did play that one, sorry if I didn't mention it earlier.
You said you played it on an emulator.
Fuck, that's true. Yeah, not listening to myself.
So again, the timeline at this point is still pretty much intact.
Well, it's...
We've gone...
Game, sequel, prequel.
Game, sequel, prequel.
Okay.
It's a beautiful thing. And if Nintendo had ended it now, so many fanboy arguments never would have happened. Because the timeline does get really, really, really muddy at a certain point. This game, A Link to the Past, introduced the idea that Link was not... The Link in A Link to the Past was not the same hero from the original Link, and they introduced the concept that it's a hero being reborn every time the world's in crisis.
Okay.
Is Link aware of this?
I don't know how self-aware he is. He doesn't speak in any of the games, so...
I've always wondered what his motivations are.
He's like the Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
Just trying to get Navi to shut up, man. Yeah, so following A Link to the Past came... the next major title was Ocarina of Time, the biggest one. This is the one that did cause
everything.
Did cause much of the confusion, and it's largely because of Majora's Mask, which came after that. Because Majora's Mask was a very linear sequel to Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
And Ocarina of Time took place before the original Zelda, Zelda 2, and A Link to the Past. So like Ocarina of Time is in the past before A Link to the Past at this point.
Why?
Ask Nintendo, man. at this point.
But they made 2 games and they were just like, hang on. We're going backwards from now on, guys.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was... Nintendo didn't state anything regarding like where these games should lie in the canon. You know what I mean? The first 3 they did, but when they released Ocarina of Time, it was almost like it was a standalone. But they talk about the Great Cataclysm, which is what happens when Link pulls out the Master Sword. He gets shielded from the Great Cataclysm when Ganondorf recovers the Triforce.
Is that in Link to the Past?
No, this is in Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
But in A Link to the Past, they talk about this event.
Okay.
Which led to other things. So you know it's in the past at this point.
Okay, so they kind of retconned their own thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's neat.
Around this time, Nintendo of America, an entity entirely separate from the developers of the game.
White people.
Yeah, white people. They decided to make a press release releasing a canon, what they called the canon timeline.
Okay.
And their order was Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, A Link to the Past, and then Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons.
Those are the GBA
games? Color, yeah.
Oh, GBC Color,
games. Yeah.
Okay.
Following those, it was The Legend of Zelda, then it was The Adventure of Link, then it was Link's Awakening, which is the only game on the Game Boy, before the Game Boy Color.
Okay, yeah.
So they released this, and they pissed off a lot of fanboys, because they all had done their homework and said there's no way that you can go from the events of Ocarina of Time to the events of A Link to the Past, because certain things had to happen, which obviously did not. This confusion was heavily compounded when The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker comes out, because the entire land of Hyrule has now been washed underwater, but they make it very clear that the events of A Link to the Past haven't happened yet. So people are like, well, if the entire kingdom's gone, because the end of the game, the king wishes that the entire kingdom of Hyrule gets washed away. The entire kingdom's gone. How can we have like future games, which A Link to the Past should be the start of those future games.
Yeah.
And things like the mountains in Ocarina of Time should be showing up in Wind Waker, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And like I know that the second thing you get as a child Link is the fire thing from the Goros?
The Dongo's Cavern.
The Dongo's Cavern, yeah.
It was the Gorons, yeah.
The Gorons, yeah. And I don't remember...
The
Goros, yeah. Excuse me, yeah. The Gorons. I don't remember...
I like how you mentioned like 2 people in the same fucking room. You don't know anything about Zelda.
I would have it no other way.
2 people living.
Yeah.
The Goros.
Yeah. The Goro Bros, yeah. They went, okay, but they should have an island on Wind Waker, and I'm pretty sure I went to most islands. I do not remember the Gorons having their own mountain on an island.
Like Death Mountain should be short peak out of the water.
Yeah, it should be a little hill, a little.
We'll get there.
Okay.
Okay.
He's got plans.
Well, we'll get there.
You put this all together chronologically so far, like as far as not by game release, but by like when they exist in history.
Yeah, this is all chronologically. You're gonna see when we get to the first game. I'm actually gonna go into in a bit more detail. It's one of the most recent games made. So 2011, Eiji Aonuma, one of the creators of The Legend of Zelda, published a book called Hyrule Historia.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Which created the official timeline.
Okay.
And this one more or less works, but it gets a little confusing when you'll see because we get multiple timelines. So with that,
God damn it.
Yeah.
How many timelines are there?
There's one to start. So let's start with the one.
Let's do it.
Let's start with the one, and we'll see where it fractures. Yeah. In the beginning, as you may remember from the very beginning of the Ocarina of Time, there was three goddesses.
Yeah.
3 golden goddesses: Din, Nehru, and Farore, representing power, wisdom, and courage, respectively. They swoop down. There's like this chaotic miasma is the official words used to describe this area.
Primordial ooze.
Yeah, essentially.
It's an evil cloud. Yeah.
God spunk.
Oh, God.
One of the theories of life is God spunk.
God spunk. Yeah. Oh. I'm gonna make a note of when I said that.
God
Just
spunk.
make sure that we can take that out. Yeah. So Din, the goddess of power, swoops down. She creates the earth herself, the red soil, with her strong, fiery arms. That's what it says at the beginning of Ocarina of Time.
Okay. She's a Ginge?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
She's the Ginge. Nehru poured her wisdom onto the earth and gave the spirit of law to the world, thus imposing order. This led to the creation of laws of the universe, including the laws of science and wizardry.
Science and wizardry.
It's spoken in the same breath.
Yeah.
And Farore, the goddess of courage, then produced all life forms which would inhabit Hyrule to uphold the laws set by Nehru.
Okay.
Once Hyrule was created, the 3 golden goddesses departed from the heavens from a parallel dimension, which is connected to Hyrule. A pyramid was created in the Golden Land, this parallel dimension, which was meant to serve as a temple dedicated to elemental lights. The goddesses left the Golden Land, later known as the Sacred Realm, via the point of the pyramid. At this point, so you got a pyramid. At the very tippy top of the pyramid, they leave behind 3 small triangles.
Right, this is Triforce.
Which does become the Triforce, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, you have these 3 goddesses. They swoop in. They create this land. They say these are the rules. They create people to uphold the rules. They leave behind a tool of ultimate power and just peace. Like, that's it.
Why?
We're out. They step away.
That seems like incredibly irresponsible.
That does seem irresponsible, right? It's like.
But maybe they were like, okay, so you know what? You recruit 10 of your friends, and then get them to recruit 10 of their friends.
That's a scheme.
Pyramid scheme.
Oh,
that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Nintendo actually invented the pyramid scheme.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Good to know.
Okay.
In 1984 or whatever.
1986.
Miyamoto, you snake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they leave. They peace. Right as they're leaving, there's another goddess known as Hylia, and they tell her, like, yo, did you watch this Triforce for us? Yeah, she says. She says, yeah, sure, I'll watch over it. She has.
She doesn't sound like she gives a fuck.
Yeah, she's nice.
I mean, she will. She has a chosen people of the people created by Farore, known as the Hylians.
Okay.
Who, populate Hyrule.
Who are they?
They're like people.
Oh, just regular humans?
Yeah, Link's a Hylian, Zelda's a Hylian.
Okay.
These are Hylians. It's humans, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, the goddesses leave, the golden goddesses leave. Not long after, sure enough, somebody's like, oh man, I've heard about this cool thing called the Triforce, which can make me just rule over everything if I really wanted to. The Demon King, Demise. Got a pretty ominous name, right? So he rises up from the earth with a horde of demons, try to take the Triforce for himself.
When does Demise make his first appearance?
He's from Skyward Sword,
This
isn't
is
he?
the game Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
So
that's the is that the same one where they split the sword into 4? Or am I getting ahead of ourselves here?
Split the sword into 4?
Okay, keep going. Never mind.
It sounds familiar, but I'm not
Okay.
not pulling it up right now. Maybe I have something in my notes. In an effort to save the Triforce, Hylia takes her trusted people, the Hylians, and puts them in a castle in the sky.
Okay.
And she creates a magical barrier between what they call the surface of the world below, and the sky. So like nothing can pierce it, except for people who Hylia wants to get through. She will eventually send Link down and be like, can you deal with this demon invasion?
Can you go through a really mediocre game that people don't seem to like very much?
let's take the Wii controls and make people be extra precise with them.
Fuck yes.
That's just a great idea.
I played on GameCube and it was a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Buttons are for chumps.
So now that the Hylians, her chosen people, are safe, she decides to take all the other races of Hyrule and send them to die against the demon hordes. So
what a awful person.
She's got her chosen children safe, and she's like, okay, Gorons, Kikwis, Magmas, Perilla, and there's a race called the Ancient Robots.
That's fucking awesome.
You have to wonder if they were always called the Ancient Robots.
Like when they were new?
Yeah. This is like chronologically, this is the first Zelda game, and they're called Ancient Robots.
They would have had to have been built, so I think the Ancient, like, it's like a stylistic choice. Like the guy who put them together was just like, no man, just toss a little moss on them.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Sweet. We got this sweet like metal alloy. No, make them out of stone, dude.
Yeah.
Make them out of stone.
I got this.
Yeah, so she goes against the Demon King Demise as he's rising up. They prevail. They banish the Demon King to a place known as the Sealed Grounds.
Is Hylia like a villain?
You'll find out who Hylia is very shortly.
Okay.
So yeah, they banish the Demon King known as Demise, and sure enough, a couple years later, he breaks out. This is going to become the largest theme of this podcast: is people banish someone and he escapes. This is like.
Well, because you can't have sequels.
Happens
if you did anything properly.
Happens pretty much every game.
Yeah.
Pretty much every game. At the end, someone gets banished to the next game in the series.
Not in Skyrim.
He just escapes.
Arguably.
Oh, sorry. I'm talking about Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
every single Legend of Zelda game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't there like deaths and revivals too? Like that's another thing.
Yeah. It's
So does that mean chronologically, Skyward Sword is the earliest game in history?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This was like before the Kingdom of Hyrule. This was like Skyloft. Yeah. We've seen the creation of the Triforce.
Real time, this is like 10 games in, right?
It came out in 2011.
Yeah, like 20 games
in.
Oh,
20 games in, okay.
This is the second or third most recent game.
So
maybe fourth.
Was this a patch to fix the timeline, or was this just...
No, this was just a game. Nintendo has never really, Nintendo's always been gameplay first, story second.
Yeah.
So they've never sweated the fact that this doesn't necessarily add up. Like, even in the beginning, like, when they released in 2011... the official timeline, like I feel like they weren't sweating it so much as like one of the developers was like, I just want to set this straight because this is something I want to do.
There's a lot of sweaty neckbeards out there who like really
there was a
fucking
lot of sweaty neckbeards. Yeah. I'm sure I want to meet like an official timeline denier. You know what I mean? Like, Nintendo has released the official timeline. He's like, no, that can't be the way it works.
Like
because you know he's out there.
Like a Hyrule, the Hyrule flat guy. Yeah. Hyrule flat. I only remember when Skyward Sword came out because I was living in a different city, and a friend of mine was super fucking stoked on Skyward Sword, and I kept telling her, I was like, I don't really give a shit about this because I'm going to a Skyrim launch party. So me and some buddies went to a Skyrim launch party, and she went and played Skyward Sword by herself.
I just picked up ESO, actually. This is a little off topic, but I just picked up ESO on PSN for like $13. That's Elder Scrolls Online, and
hit him up on PSN. It's James in the butt.
Yeah, that's me.
Jesus Christ.
No, it's been actually a great experience. They've optimized it great. I started on my PC. My PC is kind of falling apart at this moment, but
is there crossplay?
There isn't crossplay, but you can pick up if you buy it on PSN. And which is on sale recently. You can get all of your progress from the PC to the PS4. Which is nice, although you can't play with PC to PS4. Although PvP would be completely imbalanced if PCs could play against us.
Yeah,
because all we have is our meager controllers.
One day we'll have an Elder Scrolls episode, because I got a fucking bone or two to pick with ESO.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good. I'm enjoying it.
Bullshit.
We'll see.
Really different company that made it, right?
Save it for later.
So yeah, the Demon King Demise does escape his prison. And Hylia creates what's called the Goddess Sword, which I think is the sword that you're referring to breaking into several pieces. But she then makes herself mortal. She wipes all her memories.
Why?
And she's reborn again as a girl named Zelda.
Oh.
So this is Zelda. Zelda was the Goddess Hylia. She wiped her own memories. It's unclear as to why.
Maybe
it's the next game.
Yeah.
Because she was a fool who, like, basically was just like, okay, we're gonna keep these people up here, and everybody else is garbage. Probably because she was basically a Nazi.
Yeah.
She had to move to Argentina.
She was scared at the time. She's like, man, I built a good base up there. I'm just gonna go live up there. So she's reborn in the town of Skyloft, up in the sky. the game Skyward Sword has Link acquiring 3 goddesses' flames of purification and using them to transform the goddess sword into the Blade of Evil's Bane or the Master Sword.
The Master Sword.
Yeah. So this is the creation of the Master Sword happened
He's the third main character in this franchise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It does feature some minor time travel because at the end of the game, Link has to go back in time and defeat Demise before he escaped the Sealed Grounds.
Okay.
But that doesn't break the timeline in any way. That's a very self-contained loop. You know what I mean?
But why? Okay, so time travel always fucks me up with that when. Excuse me. If you go back to kill someone before you left on your mission, you wouldn't end up going on your mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
right.
the age-old thing, right?
Yeah.
You have to split into separate timelines at that point, which is what Zelda did.
Yeah. So there's different ways to do time travel, and the way Zelda does it is when you go back and change something, you create a new timeline.
Yes.
You don't change the future.
Okay.
You don't change your future.
Okay.
Like if you go back and kill your parents, you don't die, but like in that timeline,
you don't exist.
Be born.
Yeah. Okay, right. Crazy shit.
Yeah, it's it's time travel.
Tough to wrap your head around for sure.
I've almost cracked it though, honestly. Like I'm
you
like,
think so?
Yeah.
You know when I showed up at your place, I didn't see much like the yarn pinpoints on the walls, like pictures of like
poster board. Yeah.
That's it. He's got like
pictures of famous people all over it, just like circles.
There's wiring and crystals everywhere.
Yeah. Crystals.
No, the crystals are for something else.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Sealed Grounds where Demise was imprisoned, and now that Link has killed Demise, the Sealed Grounds...
Was Demise Ganon? Sorry.
Spoilers, but yeah, Ganon will, just like Hylia turned herself into Zelda, Demise will eventually become Ganondorf, human form, who can turn into Ganon the demon.
Demise is the purest form of evil, and Ganondorf is like the physical embodiment.
Yeah, he's the Chinese knockoff of it. Yeah.
Actually, Ganondorf does become Demise's hatred. Specifically, like, the hatred within Demise becomes Ganondorf.
Okay.
So it's specifically
the
hatred.
What would the love of Demise create? What do you think?
I don't know. Probably like a BDSM dungeon or...
Sweet, yeah.
A BDSM suite?
No. Sweet, as in very good. I think that you could probably still get away with calling that the water temple, but just like people peeing on you.
The water bed temple.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Water dungeon.
Water
right?
sports temple.
Yeah. Bring your fire arrow. So the 7 sages, who were, basically like demigods.
Where the fuck did they come from now?
Again, they're just like established pantheons. They've been there, you know what I mean? They've been around. They take the Sealed Grounds, which once housed Demise, but now he's dead because Link has traveled back in time. They take that and turn it into what's called the Sacred Realm, and they build within the Sacred Realm the Temple of Time.
Okay.
Naming in The Legend of Zelda, at least in the English versions, is not the most creative thing in the world, and this is the most perfect example. So the sages also sealed the Master Sword, now placed in what's referred to as the Pedestal of Time, behind the Door of Time, inside the Temple of Time, which could only be opened by one possessing 3 magical jewels and the Ocarina of Time, and the knowledge to play the Song of Time.
Okay.
So...
It's consistent.
Yeah, you can now tell this is an episode about time travel.
Yes. Yeah. Very good. Damn it. Which game are we on now? Now we're on Ocarina.
Yeah.
So it's Skyward Sword.
Well, we're gonna jump to Ocarina, but it is important to say in the timeline, the games, the Minish Cap and the 4 Swords fit in at this point.
Right.
But again, they are like the time travel loop at the end of Skyward Sword. They're very self-contained. They're not gonna affect the timeline.
Well, the Minish Cap is when, because I've seen the picture, is when his hat has a beak on it.
His hat is a sentient being. Yeah.
Right.
It turns him into a little person.
What?
Yeah, he turns into a little person because he meets with this like race of like ant people basically.
Okay.
And he's got to help them with their problems. Actually, it might be the sword that turns him into.
That's the Minish Cap, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the Minish Cap.
Okay, no, it is the hat. It is the hat. I played a bit of that one.
But yeah, they don't play any. They don't have any effect on the timeline overall.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It's very very small little conflict here.
Yeah. So before we get to the Ocarina of Time itself. Following the defeat of Demise, there was a period of relative peace until, of course, people start hearing about the Triforce, and everyone decides, like, hey, let's get a piece of this. The keys to the Triforce, the 3 stones, and the Ocarina were each given to one of the different races in Hyrule.
Okay.
And all these races decide to go to war to try and get the other pieces. a civil war ensues, and a group known as the Interlopers.
Where's the Civil War? Is that in one of the games? Or
no, it's not. It's not in one of the games, but it's referenced in Ocarina of Time.
Okay. That would be a cool game.
It's referenced in Ocarina of Time by the Great Deku Tree Sprout. So after you become adult Link and you go back to visit Great Deku Tree, who died when you were a kid, you find there's like a sapling, and he tells you about the Civil War.
Okay.
And he mentions that the Deku Tree met a woman who was fleeing the Civil War, and left a baby. When she passed in the Kokiri Forest, she left a baby in the care of the Great Deku Tree.
Okay.
And it's heavily implied that that's Link.
Okay.
Because he's not a child of the Kokiri, he's a Hylian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why he's like blonde?
Yeah, that's why he's tall. Because the Kokiri are like little elves, basically.
Oh, okay.
And Link grows up tall. Grows up to be a big boy.
Did his girlfriend Sarah from like when he was young ever like come back later in the game?
Yeah, she's the sage. At the end of the Forest Temple.
At the end of the Forest Temple?
Yeah.
What happens to her?
She becomes one of the 7 sages. It turns out, like, reincarnation is a big theme, so these 7 sages that I mentioned earlier that transformed the Sacred Realm, they are also being reborn, like, every couple generations or so. And she was one of them, and she, at the end of the game, will help Link get into Ganondorf's castle and defeat him, basically.
Sweet.
Yeah, so a group known as the Interlopers, who, I mean, aren't really fleshed out at this point. They decide to craft something called the Ultimate Weapon. The Fused Shadow is what it's called. And attempt to use this to seize control of the Sacred Realm. They're basically trying to just like bypass all this like Civil War stuff, trying to get the stones. They're like, we're just gonna put a fence around the thing that everyone wants, and like this is ours now, you know. But the Fused Shadow itself is like a big threat, like so big that the Golden Goddesses themselves return to intervene. They command beings known as light spirits to compensate the Fused Shadow and banish the Interlopers to a land of perpetual shadow.
Are there minions in the games?
What do you mean?
Enemies?
In Twilight Princess, they come back. So they get banished to perpetual shadow, and they eventually become the race of people known as the Twilight.
Okay.
Which are the bad guys in Twilight Princess.
Yeah, the weird smoky people with the masks or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it was neat.
Yeah, so they do like what everyone else is doing, and they like try and get this like sacred power, and these 3 goddesses just swoop in and are like, you guys are going to time out for a couple thousand years, and when you come back, you better not be evil. And
did that work?
Partially.
Okay.
But I mean, there's still some good people, but I mean, there's some bad people of the Twilight.
Banished to where?
Like, the Twilight Realm.
Man, that doesn't breed good people.
That's it. Yeah.
I played that game. Yeah.
Nobody flourishes in the Twilight Realm.
Nobody goes to prison and comes back rehabilitated.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Sounds depressing.
And anytime you go anywhere, it makes that annoying horn noise.
Yeah, exactly.
In the sky, like
So once the Interlopers are dealt with, the King of Hyrule manages to unite all the people who are fighting in his nation and ends the Civil War.
Okay. This isn't in any of the games. This is referenced in Ocarina. This is
referenced in Ocarina until right when he gets everyone to stop fighting. There's a group of people known as the Gerudo, led by a man named Ganondorf.
Right. Yes.
And at the beginning of Ocarina of Time, when you meet Zelda, you see Ganondorf through a window, kneeling down and swearing to stop fighting. He's swearing his fealty to the king, basically. Okay. So the very beginning of Ocarina of Time is like just at the end, just coming off this Civil War.
Yeah.
We are at the beginning of Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
So you've met Zelda. You have seen Ganondorf. He looks kind of scary, but you don't really know why yet. Ocarina of Time starts with you fighting a creature, Gotra, in the Great Deku Tree. You find out that Gotra is the result of Ganondorf placing a curse on the Great Deku Tree. Shortly after, the Great Deku Tree tells a young Link that he's got to go meet up with Zelda, where he sees Ganondorf, and he says there's a great evil in Ganondorf, and Link, could you take care of this for me, because I'm dying, and then he dies. So Link meets up with Zelda, the two make plans to capture the stones and basically get the Triforce before Ganondorf can.
Of course.
This, it sounds great in theory. It sounds like a good plan, right? You're like, we're going to shut this down before he can get his hands on it. We're going to shut this down. Yeah. So they collect the 3 stones. Zelda opens right as Link is going to meet up with Zelda, he sees her being kidnapped by Ganondorf, and she throws him the ocarina. Actually, she throws it into a moat, and he has to go like fish it.
Right. I know that from the cutscene.
Yeah. So she throws him the ocarina, and Link is like, oh shit, well, I got this now. I know how to play the fucking flute. So he goes to the Temple of Time, plays the song, gives it the stones. Now there's the big twist in the game where it turns out Ganondorf knew that he would open the door, knew that he had the stones, and is right behind him and says, like, thanks for opening the door for me, buddy. I'm just going to mosey on in now.
Okay.
So they each get...
I actually had no idea that happened. That is, for me, a legitimate spoiler for Ocarina of
Time. Yeah. So,
and Link didn't just know how to play the flute. He went and he found etchings. That, and he had to find etchings in, like, stone and everything. Like, imagine a musician nowadays, instead of going on the internet, they have to go walk 1,000 miles and find an etching on stone to learn a 3-note song. Like,
the convenience is that every song only has 3 notes.
Yeah,
no, 4 notes, because you can press A.
Oh, yeah. That's right. You can bend actually with the controller stick, and people have gone as far as recreating the Simpsons theme. They've created like many songs based off of that.
I like the creativity behind all that, but I do have to point out that it's a fucking phenomenal waste of time.
Absolutely.
Pick up a real flute.
Thank you.
There's better instruments than an N64.
It's
not the best instrument.
Name one.
Name one.
It's not bass.
The SNES. The SNES and it's Mario Paint.
That's right. So that's different. The Mario Paint ones. That is real. That is art.
Amazing. That is beauty.
Yeah.
There's some talented people out there. Not us.
No, not yet.
Mario Paint is just, I don't want to say a precursor to because it's not, but it's a basic form of a lot of like music editing software. Yeah. You have like four instruments and you have all your notes and you just play it through. Except it's just so primal and like not there yet.
Well, there's only so much you can do with 16 colors and 16 channels of sound.
So the Door of Time in the Temple of Time is opened with the Ocarina of Time playing the Song of Time.
Right.
Ganondorf moseys on up. He says, "Thanks for doing all the legwork, kid. I got it from here."
Nothing personnel.
He only manages to grab the 1/3 of the Triforce of Power.
Right.
Link gets the Triforce of Courage, and Zelda ends up with the Triforce of Wisdom. Even with just the Triforce of Power, Ganondorf's an adult at this point, and Link and Zelda are both little baby children.
Yeah.
So, what follows immediately after is the Great Cataclysm. What I referenced what was referenced in A Link to the Past.
Okay.
So the Great Cataclysm happens, and Link draws the Master Sword, and when he does, it's decided that he's too young to be the hero of time right now.
Yeah.
So his spirit is protected for 7 years while the Great Cataclysm happens, basically.
So is he traveling through time at this point? So he's protected from what's going on around him?
I mean, he's essentially traveling through time, but like he's in stasis while the world happens around him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm also confused.
And he can still age.
He does age. Yeah, he comes out a big boy.
Yeah, teen Ganon.
I'm also wondering about
teen Link, rather.
The Triforce. Are they all equally, like, if one person has one Triforce, do they win, or does power beat wisdom and wisdom beats courage and courage?
Are we talking about rock paper scissors?
Yeah.
Like, rock paper Triforce.
But actually, that makes sense. That power would beat wisdom in certain stances, and then wisdom would beat courage, and courage could be power, or like maybe some other variation of that.
I would put it in the opposite direction. I would put courage over wisdom, wisdom over strength, and strength over courage.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
but
sure.
It's semantics.
Is that how it works?
Never mentioned.
I mean, Link usually defeats Ganon, so courage does tend to defeat power. Yeah.
Zelda
but Link
23,
and Zelda
rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. Link and Zelda tend to beat Ganon, but Ganon has going for him is in almost every game he's like a powerful wizard at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like now we got Link whose training was literally climbing inside of a tree and killing a giant spider.
Forever the underdog.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's all you needed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, wizards don't have a whole lot of physical defense. They're kind of pussies. So it's like if you can beat up this big ass spider, you can beat up a wizard. They're just nerds.
Yeah, but all wizards roll improved initiative, dude. So they always go first.
That's true.
Yeah. Courage beats nerds every time.
So
we're still in Ocarina. This sounds like a long fucking game.
This is Ocarina.
Very important.
All the Civil War stuff was built up to Ocarina.
Okay.
So while Link's sleeping, Ganondorf manages to not enter the Sacred Realm, but he manages to corrupt it, which leads to all the spooky monsters that end up in the temples, which are the temples through the Seven Sages, who are supposed to aid the hero of time in defeating the ancient evil Ganondorf.
Ocarina the one with the mummies that like scream at you?
Yeah, they freeze you in place.
Right, there you go. Yeah.
As a kid, the Shadow Temple was terrifying.
Yeah.
It had the hands that come from the ceiling and grab you. Link to the Past had it too, but It didn't have the same impact.
Well, it didn't have the graphics to support something that's super
those
scary.
Those N64 graphics. Yeah.
Triangles, bro.
Yeah. That was the first iteration of the Titan, right? The GTX Titan.
Oh yeah,
the N64.
Absolutely, yeah. The OG Titan.
Yeah.
64 megs of RAM.
Yeah.
My dude.
So yeah, he corrupts the temples. Link manages to liberate the temples and free all the sages, and the sages help him pierce the force field that Ganondorf has set up around his little castle. Link gets to the top. Link defeats Ganon. In the game, when you play the game, you play it enough times that you beat Ganon.
Yeah.
When you beat Ganon, the sages banish him or whatever. Now Link is speaking with Zelda, and Zelda sends him back in time to when he was a kid and when he first met Zelda.
Why?
Okay.
Because young Link at this point convinces Zelda to convince her father, the king, to imprison Ganondorf while he's kneeling and swearing fealty. Link and Zelda manage to convince the king that this is an evil man and he has to be imprisoned. We can't let him go because he will lead to all this shit.
Right.
So naturally, a king listens to two 8-year-old children and decides to imprison a man and sentence him to death.
With no evidence.
With no evidence other than the word of two children.
And you said earlier that the way the timeline works is that if Zelda went and sent Link back, that Link never existed in the first place. And also Zelda would never exist in the first place, right?
Well, they exist. But the events that, like the Great Cataclysm, couldn't have happened.
Right.
If they went back and convinced the father to imprison Ganondorf, the Great Cataclysm never happens. He never gets the Triforce.
But imprisoning Ganon, how the fuck does it work at this time? Or does it not?
Well, they're not imprisoning Ganon.
Right.
They're imprisoning Ganondorf, the King of Thieves.
Right.
The hatred of demise.
Don't worry, Ganondorf will be resurrected.
Yes.
He's always resurrected. Yeah. Literally the start of every game is somebody resurrecting Ganondorf. Yeah, so this is where the timeline splits.
Okay.
This is the first time that people were like, when they were playing Ocarina of Time, they said, this doesn't make any sense. Because if we go back in time, the Great Cataclysm never happens.
Right.
And in A Link to the Past, they talk about the Great Cataclysm.
Okay.
So fanboys at this point they're in their chairs, they're fucking sweating.
Yeah.
They're red in the face. The Dorito bag is going untouched at this point. Well, they just finished the game. They're like, this doesn't make any sense.
Typing with two clean hands. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Typing with two clean hands. Like that is a saying for someone who's really into something.
Otherwise, you could just kind of like spider around on it, right? Just with your left.
So here's where the first ripples start. Is now Ocarina of Time makes sense as far as Wind Waker and Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess are concerned.
Yeah.
But there's still discrepancies with A Link to the Past.
Okay.
So people are like we get it. There's two, like fans have said, we get it. If we accept that there's two timelines, this makes sense. But it still doesn't make any sense. So this is where Eiji Aonuma's Hyrule Historia comes in, because he describes that when the timeline actually split when Link also drew the Master Sword. So it splits at the end of the game.
Right.
When he is sent back in time to meet Zelda.
Yeah. And
it splits earlier in the game when he first draws the Master Sword.
Okay.
And there's one split where he defeats Ganon, and it's as I described it. It goes on to be Wind Waker, I believe.
Yeah.
And in the other one, he is defeated by Ganon.
Okay, I've heard about this.
Yeah, he's defeated by Ganon, Link falls, and the Great Cataclysm is like that much worse. And these are the only events that make sense leading up to A Link to the Past.
Okay.
So three timelines is the official Nintendo timeline.
Like Link to the Past, from what I recall, doesn't have time travel, but has a reverse world.
It has the Dark World, I believe it is called.
And is that in the future?
That is after Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
So the games before Ocarina of Time are Skyward Sword, the Minish Cap, and Four Swords.
Okay, so that shit is like, so that was, okay, so it was just like Skyward Sword, and then he had some little mini-sodes of like tiny isolated adventures that barely matter, and then. Okay, now we're here.
In Four Swords, like Ganondorf wasn't even present.
Oh, the Four Swords also has like multicolored clones or something?
Yeah, there's 4 links basically.
Right, yeah. Are they all the same person?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question for another podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't even Ganondorf in Four Swords. It was an evil wizard named Vati, who does make another appearance in the series. Way later on in the child timeline.
Is that another iteration of Demise, or is that just another person?
It's just another person, another bad person. There's, I think, 3 or 4 instances of Zelda games which don't feature Ganondorf as the bad guy.
Okay.
Just some other guy.
Okay.
Some other baddie, you know what I mean? Some of them, there's like other baddies, but they're always like working for Ganondorf.
Yeah.
Or working towards bringing back Ganondorf.
Yeah, that's what happened in Skyward Sword, right?
Yeah. Even like Twilight Princess, you play through the whole game fighting this guy Zant, and then you get to the end of the game and realize like, oh, he's just resurrecting Ganondorf.
Oh, okay.
So it's like you're like the bad guy Zant the whole game, and then you fight Ganondorf at the end.
What the hell happens to him? Does he get eaten?
Zant?
Yeah.
He gets killed after Ganon, actually.
Oh, okay.
You kill Ganon, and Zant breaks his neck as he's dying.
Wow.
Just for good measure. Dude's hardcore.
Who's the person who follows you around as you're a wolf in Twilight Princess? Do you remember the name? Midna. What's Midna's relation to Zant?
Zant is the self-proclaimed king of Twilight.
Yeah.
Midna refers to him as the king of shadows.
Okay.
Midna herself is the Twilight Princess.
She
is Twilight Princess.
Oh.
So
is Zelda not in that game?
She is, but she's in Hyrule. Right? It's 2 different worlds. So Zelda's the princess of Hyrule, Midna is the princess of the Twilight world.
Okay.
And Zant is a usurper of the Twilight world.
So if Zelda went into the Twilight world, would she be Midna?
No.
No. Okay.
No, two.
No,
there
are two. I think they're.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought there were 2 sides of a coin, but no. Okay.
No.
They're mutually exclusive princesses.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's 2017. You can have 2 different princesses, James. Okay, so we have 3 timelines now.
I got confused for a second. Sorry, just to go back. And I was just when you're like Jamie, I was like, last name is James. Man.
Yeah, you can call me either.
What are you talking
I
about?
usually go with my radio personality as James, but I'm open with you guys. Let's be Jamie.
Yeah.
I asked him before we were like when we were still talking about a podcast. I was like, would you want to be called Jamie or James? You know, I was like,
Yeah,
I'll respect your choice. In the moment, I can't remember.
And I said James, and he respected my choice by calling me Jamie.
Yeah.
Misnomer him.
Yeah. I do know him mostly as Jamie.
Yeah.
Sometimes James. Whenever I reprimand him, I call him James.
Yeah.
Whenever he's been a bad boy.
Yeah.
He punished me often.
Middle name.
I need it.
Ew.
Give structure. Okay.
Anyway, what's going on?
Speaking of structure, what's next?
So we have 3 timelines at this point. We have the Fallen Hero timeline, where Link is defeated in the final battle.
That's like canonizes the game over screen.
Ganonizes? Did you say?
Ganonizes.
I don't know what I said. Ganonizes the game over screen.
Ganondorfizes. So Fallen Hero timeline. Link battles Ganondorf at the end of Ocarina of Time and dies. There's the child timeline where Link goes back in time and prevents the events of the Great Cataclysm from ever happening.
And that goes into Majora's Mask, presumably, because he's a kid there too.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. That is the Majora's Mask is the next game in that timeline.
Yes. Okay.
There's the adult timeline where Link gets sent back, but that world continues on.
Okay.
Right. So Link got sent back. Zelda sent Link back, but now she's still picking up the pieces of the Great Cataclysm. Everything's been destroyed. Ganondorf's been sealed away, not killed, never killed, sealed away.
Okay.
He's in big boy timeout. So let's start with the Fallen Hero timeline. Over time, after Link was killed, but the 7 sages managed to get the drop on Ganon and still vanish him.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's not really there. But over time, the people of Hylia, sure enough, they begin to hear about this golden power in this sacred realm.
You know, they didn't just fucking leave this thing here, right?
No,
there never would have been any issues.
Ganon has it at this point.
Oh,
Ganon has
the
Triforce.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he kills Link.
I see what you mean, though. Like, why did they leave it on that mountain or the pyramid in the first place?
Yeah.
He kills Link, he kills Zelda, and he gets the 2 other pieces of the Triforce.
Oh, he goes them both.
Yeah, he gets them both. He extracts them from their cold corpses. I guess still warm, but.
It's
what would he do? He just kill these 2 kids and just be like, I'll come back with the superpowers later. Like, that has a smoke.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm gonna root through a warm body. It's just gross.
Well, it's literally like he's rooting through the warm body, and the 7 sages kind of like sneak up behind him, like, guys, let's push him through that door, and they open a portal, and he's in the other realm.
Okay, and they toss him through.
They lock the door behind him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now he's like, he has this every single game talks about the Triforce being this weapon of ultimate power, and Ganondorf literally can't figure out how to use it to get through this door.
Idiot.
I mean, I'm not saying idiot, but an idiot, right?
Yeah.
Let's call a spade a spade.
He's been power all his life. He's just picked up.
He just got wisdom.
Yeah.
And honestly, he's a little scared too. Yeah, so people start hearing about the golden power in the Sacred Realm. Sure enough, people are like, oh, I want to go there, that sounds like a good time. So they go there, they all become monsters, and Ganondorf conscripts them into his army.
Classic,
right? Nothing like the draft. This is like the opposite of draft dodging. This is like you're walking into it. So following all of this, we get the beginning of A Link to the Past. You hear about a dark wizard, Aghanim, chief advisor to the king of Hyrule.
Which one of them is Ganon?
Aghanim is not Ganon, and the king of Hyrule is not Ganon, and Link is not Ganon.
Okay.
But you do find out that Aghanim is, sure enough, trying to summon Ganon from the other side so that he can be the leader of both Hyrule and the Dark Realm. Naturally. It was funny. The way Aghanim got into the position that he was, there was like weird things going on, and this wizard dressed in all dark robes shows up, and he makes them stop happening. And he uses like magic that no one's ever seen before, and he makes them stop happening. And everyone's like, "This is a good guy. This guy must be trustworthy." So he's literally appointed advisor to the king. He brainwashes literally every soldier.
He's like Jafar.
In the army. Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jafar was the advisor, wasn't he?
Yeah. Does that make Navi Apu?
Yeah.
I think so. It's Abu. Is the monkey.
Abu. Sorry, I'm mixing up my Simpsons.
You know who played the genie? The owl in Ocarina of Time.
Oh, Robin Williams was the owl.
Yeah, sound effects.
That's why he talks so much. Yeah.
Well, funnily enough, Robin Williams if he has more than one daughter, which I don't know, one of them is Zelda Williams.
Oh, yeah?
And they were in a commercial for the 3DS together.
What?
Yeah.
Somebody call the Illuminati. What's going on?
We just uncovered something.
Oh, fuck.
Every time I call them, they change their number.
Boys, I gotta go.
And the podcast just cuts off. There's dead air after that. Yeah. So Aghanim, this guy shows up. He's like, "Oh, I can fix all your problems," which have randomly started happening and no one can explain. Yeah, presumably, right?
Yeah.
It's never written out, but I think we can all assume.
It's like Misery, like how that woman was taking care of that author.
Yeah.
She kept hurting him so she could keep taking care of him.
Yeah, exactly.
Kathy Bates, whatever her character's name is.
Yes. And he does that with an entire nation of people.
Nice.
So brainwashes all the soldiers in the army, deposes the king, just so he can do his little Ganon resurrection business.
Okay.
And that's essentially A Link to the Past. At the end, he does manage to resurrect Ganon. Right after you beat him, you end up having to fight Ganon in his demon pig form.
Yeah.
So Link defeats him. And when he does, you found out a little bit earlier in the game that Ganon has two surrogate mothers. You met them earlier, but you find out now like these girls are into him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like a son. So they say like, oh, we're gonna
into him like a son.
Yeah, I understood that when you said it, but then processed for a second. I was like, that's a fucking weird thing to say.
Into him like a son.
Well, I'm just saying these girls aren't cruising Ganon or nothing like that.
No.
Yeah, I mean he's a giant pig monster.
He can
that's a face only a mother could love.
Okay, yeah.
They're just raising him till he's independent.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Independent hog man.
It's pity. Really, they feel bad for him. So they, as soon as he dies, or as soon as Link defeats him because he doesn't die, they say like, oh, let's revive him. Sure
Already.
I mean, like right after he dies. So to do so, they know they need three things. They need the flames of destruction, the flames of sorrow, and the flames of despair.
Mm-hmm.
And then they need to sacrifice a human.
Where do you get those flames?
You get them from two different
Are we
countries.
in one of the games now, or is this in between?
Yeah.
This is the direct link between A Link to the Past and the following games. The following games: Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons.
Right.
The Game of Color.
Okay. Yeah.
I played a little bit of those actually.
I played both. Yeah.
I've seen them. A buddy of mine owns it on like the virtual console or whatever, but I've never actually played them.
I played a lot of the one that had the black cartridge.
Both mine had clear cartridges. I had like a clear red tinted one and a clear green tinted one.
No, you start off and you have to go into this town
like
and then you go
Sapphire, like the Pokemon
something
games.
like that.
Pokemon. I'm talking about Zelda.
No, I
Peter can't stop talking about Pokemon.
Yeah,
that's the name of the podcast.
Peter can't.
We're getting rid of lore, boys. It's Peter can't stop talking about.
That's Pokemon. A good way to check the microphone, too. There's a lot of.
Peter can't stop talking about Pokemon.
Peter can't stop talking about Pokemon.
Yeah, those games were actually cool because if you had both, you could like link cable and you could do like. You could pop into like the other world. If you had like Oracle of Seasons and someone else had Oracle of Ages, you could link cable and you could do cool things like that.
Were there benefits?
There was areas you could only reach if you had 2 players.
Oh, okay, you co-op.
I remember I had one and the other guy had the other, and like to get this little gear or whatever you had to get.
That's a pretty fucking cool idea though.
Yeah, I'm a spoiled boy. My parents bought me both.
Yeah, I had 5.
And 2 Game Boys, so he can link with himself.
And one.
I use my older brother's.
One link cable. Yeah.
I use my older brother's Game Boy. But yeah, it works.
So many tiers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so they know that they need these flames, and they know that they need a human sacrifice, and so they send their minions Onyx and Varen to the 2 countries of Holodrum and Labrina, respectively.
Sure.
These are where these flames are, and this is where Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons takes place.
Wait, those games even take place in different areas.
Not in Hyrule.
Yeah. Wow. So how do people link up? Do you know how they explain that?
How Link gets there?
Yeah, is co-op canon?
Well, because like the co-op, because they have co-op over places that are so separate.
I don't know if they actually.
Okay, yeah.
Like, this is pre.
A different timeline.
This is pre the official timeline for Nintendo. Okay, so like at this point they don't care about it.
Yeah, the 2 master chiefs for Halo 1 when you played co-op. Yeah, that's only one of the cutscenes.
Yeah, exactly.
And the second one they're like, oh, make him an elite. I don't know.
Yeah, well that would make more sense.
Yeah, more sense than 2 master chiefs. Yeah. Until you get to the later games, you find out, he's just a Spartan, right? Like,
yeah. What? Dude, I was in the middle of the next one.
Yeah. I was in the middle of
PS4 controller.
I was in the middle of Halo 3. God damn it, dude. Yeah, so now we have Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons. Link, sure enough, managed to defeat Onyx and Varen, but not before they managed to capture the flames. The witches, while Link is chasing after these demons, the witches kidnap Zelda to be used as a human sacrifice.
Right.
I don't know if they just pick names out of a hat and Zelda came up. They're like, oh, let's use her, But I feel like that's a bad person to choose as a human sacrifice.
Yeah.
Choose a nobody. People won't even notice he's gone.
Her blood has power, right? Like
maybe that's
it. It just needed a human sacrifice. Like there's probably at least one homeless guy. One homeless guy in Hyrule. You could have killed him.
Maybe Link wouldn't even come.
Yeah.
He'd be there. He'd have the flames and he'd be there with his girl. Like, well.
I remember that alley when you first run into Hyrule for the first time. And you
knock
have that
time?
knock her in time, and you have that angle, and you're like, you can kind of go in a door, but you can't.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be a homeless guy there you can kill.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's crashing into the nook.
Yeah.
Just use Malon's father, the sleepy farmer.
Oh yeah.
Sacrifice him. He'd be sleeping.
You
literally couldn't wake him up unless you had a rooster. So.
Yeah, man. He drinks so much milk he sleeps for like winters.
Yeah. You could literally be there sunrise, sunset. He'll sleep for days. It's great.
Moo milk all day.
Moo milk.
You get a real turret on the movie.
Yeah. So the witches kidnap Zelda.
Right.
They go to sacrifice her. Link shows up in time. Big surprise. Everyone was surprised. We thought Zelda was gonna die this time.
What?
Yeah.
We're a Game of Thrones shit.
So Link ends up defeating the witches, and as their last act,
they resurrect Ganon.
They decide to offer up their own bodies as sacrifice to resurrect Ganon. Link needed one clean cut, and he didn't quite have it. You know what I mean? He started cutting off fingers and shit, and they were just like, okay, take us. So sure enough, Ganon comes back, and he's immediately defeated by Link.
Perfect.
That's the end of Oracle Season, because you couldn't have the game end with an epic boss battle against 2 witches. It had to be an epic boss battle against Ganon.
Of course.
Who just immediately got his shit pushed in.
Oh, yeah.
The second he got out.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm free, and he's just dead.
Get the back.
Yeah.
Oh man, can we have some sympathy for Ganon for a second? Like he is Ganondorf. He's the spawn of Demise's hate. His whole being, he's born as hatred, and then he just keeps being alive. And then being knocked down by this person who keeps being reborn.
This fucking kid.
His existence is just living to try and strive for something and being like.
I think he's gonna accept his lot in life. You know what I mean? You keep getting shut down. You stop. You keep getting shocked by an electric fence. You stop trying to climb that fence.
Everyone thinks they're right, and if you're born with the position that you need to climb an electric fence,
born and reborn,
born and reborn in front of an electric fence, and they say your salvation is on the other side of this fence.
Yeah.
And this fence keeps beating you, which is Link.
But it's not salvation, it's ultimate power.
So Link is the bad guy, is what you're saying?
I'm saying Link is the bad guy, and that Ganondorf is born just to complete his purpose, and Link won't let him.
He was the king of the Gerudo people, which is not a bad gig.
No,
and he decides he wants to be king of fucking everyone.
Shit.
Demise made
Why you gotta do it? Why you gotta do it, man?
Yeah. I'd like to see a game where Ganondorf fights Demise for his freedom.
But he's not. Demise isn't like a thing.
Like it's an idea. It's an overarching.
But he is Demise. He is a part of Demise. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Demise incarnate.
We live in Canada. I'm comfortable saying that. We're part of Britain, and we fought Britain off, and we became our own independent.
We didn't. We asked Britain, can we leave?
Oh, didn't Britain like come and like storm us or something?
Oh yeah. I remember back in 1980s.
The Redcoats.
Back in 1986 when Britain invaded Canada.
No, can we ask? Okay, what Ganon?
It was actually with the release. It was with the release of the first Zelda game when the Canadians first realized like, hey, we're Ganon in this situation, and
it was a tight metaphor.
There's a parallel. Yeah.
Inspired everybody. Culturally significant release of the first Zelda game in Canada.
Oh yeah.
War with Britain.
Oh yeah.
In the 80s.
The 1980s war with Britain.
Okay. So what's next? What happens next?
So Ganon repents. He becomes a good guy in the next game.
Yeah, he defeats the British. Yeah.
He's Ganondorf Benedict, and he alerts the American, or he betrays the Americans to aid the British.
Gotcha.
No, next game is Link's Awakening. So Link was in these faraway lands, these other countries, Labrina and Holodrum, and on his way back, he runs into a terrible storm in his boat.
This is the Game Boy game.
This is the only game on the Game Boy.
With the windfish or whatever.
Yeah, I think there was a windfish.
Is that the one with the raccoon? You have to give a mushroom at the beginning?
I do not recall.
Okay.
I've never played this one.
Okay.
I played most of the other ones. I've never played Link's Awakening.
I did play Link. I played a lot of Link's Awakening. I played at least like 6 dungeons in that game.
Oh yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
This is a great one because he shipwrecks on an island known as Koholint.
Yep.
And he does all this stuff. People wake him up, and he has to do all these quests. And then at the end of the game, he literally wakes up as if from a dream in the middle of the ocean, clinging to a shipwreck.
Okay.
And that's where he leaves the sword.
So it's completely like nothing happened. It's just Koholint is never visited again in the series.
Is it never referenced either?
No, not really.
But they went on it was all a dream.
Yeah, play that game, man. Yeah, download an emulator, play that game. It's a really fun Link game. It's like...
You just call it a Link game?
What do you want to call it, Zelda game after Princess?
It's a Zelda game. The Zelda franchise, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Wow.
No, it's Zelda game. But
it's 2017. You're scared to call it a Zelda game because she's a woman?
Oh, yeah.
I'm the only one in this room who played it, and Zelda does not make an appearance as far as I remember. I played the first 6 dungeons, so it was a Link game.
She wasn't mentioned in the synopsis that I read.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So it was a Link game, not a Zelda game. But let's welcome all Zelda games in the future.
Yeah. So Link is shipwrecked. He eventually makes his way back to Hyrule, and the next game begins, A Link Between Worlds.
Okay. Oh yeah, that one looks cool. That's between the painting world.
This is more recent. Yeah.
Mario 64 style.
Yeah.
Jump through paintings.
Jump through a painting. Yeah.
Exactly. He turns into a painting in this one, doesn't he?
Link
Between Worlds, or is that the newest one that just came out?
I'm not sure. I can't say for certain.
But is it on the 3DS? Is it the 3DS?
This is on the 3DS.
Okay, yeah.
This is on the 3DS or DS. I'm not sure, but I think this is the most recent one, other than Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
I think, and I think it was Spirit Tracks before that, and then I think it was.
This is about the timeline, not the release schedule.
That's it. Yeah, I don't have those notes. I don't have those notes.
Yeah.
So
tune into the corporate podcast. Fiscal year of 2014.
Yeah. We're just gonna list every game that was released year by year. So the theme continues at the beginning of A Link Between Worlds with a mysterious wizard showing up, and basically he's intent on resurrecting Ganon.
Naturally.
Like the game starts, and
the only guy with a new idea was fucking the Skull Kid.
Yeah, no,
right?
He
was just like, hang on a second, this whole Ganon thing has literally never worked. What if I crash the moon into the earth?
Technically, it was the mask that did that, though. It was the mask that wanted to crash the moon.
Yeah, but
Skull Kid was a little baby boy who was innocent.
Oh, okay.
Mask,
Okay.
We'll get there. Yeah, so there was that, and there was also in Four Swords there was Vati, who was just a guy who was like, I want this shit for myself. Fuck Ganon. So yeah.
Which is a fun shit. Sorry. Very loud. Glasses. Clink. Right there.
Yeah.
2 coffee mugs.
Yeah. Peter decided that he needed 2 gin and tonics.
Yeah.
And to hit them together as loud as possible, right in front of the microphone.
I got 2 fucking hands.
2 hands, 2 tonics.
Yeah.
The tonic is in the fridge.
Okay. Keep going. What is this next game?
So we're on A Link Between Worlds.
For the record, we decided to shoot our Zelda podcast at 4 in the afternoon.
4 in the afternoon.
Drink through the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
I just brought some Jameson into the room, and we're good to go. Yep.
So this new wizard, intent on resurrecting Ganon, he shows up. And this game introduces a new land very cleverly named Lorule. I can't believe it took them that long to make the Hyrule Lorule pun.
Oh, I hate that.
Maybe it's because it's a Japanese game, and I don't know.
Hyrule, yeah. That's it.
So yeah.
What's Link and Zelda's name in Japanese? I'd like to know. You know, like how Mega Man is like Rockman.
I don't know.
He was originally, yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder what Zelda and Link is. It's something like much more basic. Like...
I know Hylia is Hylia.
Okay.
They just do the Japanese R instead of an L.
Yeah, I've actually heard like any words that have been invented in Japan in the last 100 years is usually just like an English version of whatever it is. Like instead of like they have their whole language, but like let's say you bring up like a new thing like Zelda, right? And if Zelda wasn't made there, then it would be just called Zelda and then whatever, right? Yeah, Zelda. Yeah. Like, it's kind of like an adaptation. And they don't make really those new words in their language. They just kind of adapt the new words into their language.
What do you think they call a Samsung?
Samsung.
That's interesting. I've never heard that before. They have such an old language. Maybe they just like all their words. They got their backlog. You know.
Not to bring it up again, but I know like Japanese trailers for Pokemon.
Yeah.
Is like Pokito Monster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then I always remember the one because the guy was so excited. It was like Pokito Monster, Burak, and Waito. And I was like, okay. But that was like the last ones that came out in Japan first, and then here. I've ever played a fucking... Sorry to go off on a very quick tangent. I played a fan translation of Pokemon White on an emulator on my PC, because it was out in Japan like a year and a half before it came out here. And I remember all the weird fucking names for some of the attacks, because they were just like Google translated directly from Japanese to English.
Like, just took the source code.
Like Tail Whip is like butt smash or something.
Well, the ones that people knew were already like the ones from like Red and Blue. Were but all the new moves, like Leaf Tornado was Grass Mixer. I always remember that, like Grass Mixer, and I was like, what the fuck is that? What does that even mean?
That's a kale shake for all our vegans out there.
Anyway.
Yeah, so
one day we could do the lore of Pokemon. I think.
Yeah, we will.
Definitely.
That'll be like 10 episodes.
Yeah, at least it was going on. Going a line. Yeah.
So we have A Link Between Worlds. We have Hyrule Lorule.
Terrible.
Ganon is eventually resurrected by this Dark Wizard, and Link puts the beat down on him.
Yeah.
Gets banished again. Okay. That's the extent of it. Following this, we have The Legend of Zelda 1 and The Legend of Zelda The Adventures of Link. So now we have the original games are in the timeline wherein Link dies.
Okay.
The Fallen Hero timeline is the timeline which contains the 2 original games. Yeah, so pretty much every game that follows... The Legend of Zelda is pretty much the same format as every game that followed. Ganon's there, he kidnaps Zelda.
Yeah.
Link defeats him. The second one, The Adventure of Link, is... I think the only game that mentions Ganon, and Link stops the events before he actually gets resurrected.
Okay, so who's the last boss in that one?
People are working to resurrect him, and he manages to stop them. I don't have his names, but it's...
They basically just have like some kind of Cthulhu cult, and he stops
essentially. There's some Dark Wizard, I'm sure, who's, heading the whole thing, and Link manages to stop him. And I think this is the only game where Ganondorf is mentioned and present and trying to be resurrected, and doesn't get resurrected at the very last second.
That's actually super cool. I like that.
Yeah. I've never.
Despite the fact that one came out in the 80s, right?
I think 89 was that one. Maybe 88.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the end of that timeline, the Fallen Hero timeline.
Oh, really?
I mean, not the end.
So far.
They could make more games if they wanted to make more games in that timeline, but which I mean, the one we just talked about with the paintings, A Link Between Worlds. This one was a more recent game made in that timeline, just before The Legend of Zelda and Legend of Zelda 2. So the next timeline would be the child timeline, probably. So
Much Majora's Mask, that one's easy.
Yeah, there's a couple other ones in it, though.
Yeah, well, afterwards. Right.
Yeah, after, the direct prequel to after Link. So Link goes back in time, he speaks with Zelda, and now Link is a kid, and Link exists in this timeline as a child. And Navi, his fairy, ends up going missing. And he's looking for his fairy.
I think it's the purple one in this game, right?
I believe so. Yeah. Teetle or Tattle or something like that. Because Skull Kid has 2 fairies, and they pick on another fairy or something like that.
I don't know if I played it, but Teetle sounds a lot better than Tattle.
Tingle is...
No, there's 2. There's 2. I think they have names similar like that.
Okay.
I didn't write down what their names were, but hey. So yeah, the Majora's Mask actually takes place in a parallel dimension or a parallel universe.
Oh.
So he's like just riding his horse one day. You know, as you do, you're riding your horse through the woods and you stumble across a parallel universe without even noticing it.
Yep.
So
Happens.
yeah, I mean it happens to everyone. It happens to Link, the hero of time.
Of course.
As much as it happens to anyone. So he runs into Skull Kid, who's he runs into Skull Kid and the mask, Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
And this is one of the games where Ganon is not really present.
Well, he's not present at all, from what I understand in that one, right?
No, yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
villain, because it's
parallel universe. So parallel universe plus there's this mask, which is, I mean, we could probably devote an episode to talking about Majora's Mask. Like there's a lot of really cool stuff going on there. But
what's that town called? Is it Clock Town?
It might be Clock Town actually. Yeah, I think
I made that up.
No,
there's definitely a clock tower in it. I remember renting it. And
it is some name like that though. I'm sorry.
To the internet.
Yeah, I'm googling really quick.
Yeah,
it's Clock Town.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Good call.
Yeah.
And this is the guy who's played about 5 hours of Zelda. So.
Oh yeah, but I've absorbed a lot of it.
Yeah,
Right?
it's there in the culture.
I've heard about it talked about enough.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's there in the culture for sure. So yeah, he ends up meeting Skull Kid, who steals the Ocarina of Time from Link, and he steals Epona the horse. So yeah, Link has this pretty big battle. He finds out Skull Kid's trying to bring the moon down on the world. Well, Majora's Mask is trying to bring the moon down on the world, which is a pretty uncool thing to do.
Does the Skull Kid die?
No, he frees the Skull Kid in the end.
What were the people doing though? Like sometimes the world needs a restart button, and maybe Skull Kid had it right.
It was the mask though. It wasn't Skull Kid. Skull Kid didn't do anything. Skull Kid stole. You meet the mask salesman.
The masters needed a body, right?
Yeah. Well, like essentially, there's this mask salesman in the game who you get a bunch of masks off, which give you a bunch of different powers and stuff. Like you can get the Goron mask, which you can roll really fast, and you can do like charge attacks and stuff like that. Interesting mechanics. But the story starts. The mask salesman tells you that somebody stole a mask from him, and he stole Majora's Mask essentially. So the Skull Kid was this kid who was like mischievous. Yeah, he's a little scamp, if you will. But he steals this mask, not knowing what it is, puts it on, and it takes control of him and gives him all these like insane powers. And
gives him
like,
a yellow suit. Like, somebody stop it.
It's literally giving a shotgun to a 3-year-old.
Yeah, as much as I said I didn't enjoy it when I was young, now talking about it, I really wish I had 60 more to play it out.
Jim Carrey's breakout role.
The mask. Was that his breakout role? Was that before the Truman Show?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm just
The One-Armed Man.
Making a mask joke.
The One-Armed Man, ladies and gentlemen.
Who I have been adopted as my persona on the internet.
It's like keys, not cheese.
Yeah. So, Link does his whole thing in this parallel dimension. He gets his horse back. He gets the Ocarina of Time back. And then he returns to Hyrule. He just like rides his horse.
Pieces out.
He takes his horse and he makes the horse walk backwards, and that's how you get out of a parallel dimension. So he walks it backwards along the same path, gets out of the parallel dimension.
Oh.
And he comes back to find out that, remember how they imprisoned Ganondorf, the King of Thieves?
Yes.
It turns out that didn't go well. They went to go execute him, and they were like, oh shit, he's still got the Triforce of Power. Because they never really took that off him.
How do you get it from him?
They didn't frisk him.
Is it a medallion?
They didn't frisk him, so it's like...
Okay. It was in his butt.
Yeah,
I thought it was kind of like tied to your soul more than like a physical thing in your body.
He does like the Power Rangers thing, and you can see it on his palm.
But it's in your heart is the wording that they use. You hold the Triforce in your heart.
Okay.
Whoa,
which you think would cause like
he
a heart
must have a lot of specialists.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like Iron Man.
Every time he wants to use it, he has to go get heart surgery.
That's a big fucking scar.
That's why he was so ineffective at using it when he had all 3 pieces. He's like, man, I really don't want to go to surgery.
He
was still in the recovery period from the last time, so like he couldn't.
No, it's like if you get all 3, your heart stops because there's no pathways of blood to come out. You just become a god. That's it.
Oh, so when your heart stops, you become a god.
No, well, if you have all 3 pieces of
okay.
Otherwise, you just fucking
otherwise.
die.
Oh, okay. Come on. I was this close to trying it.
Video games, man, they're dangerous.
Yeah. So, Link comes back from this parallel dimension, and he finds out that the 7 sages couldn't execute Ganondorf, so what did they decide to do?
Resurrect him.
Banish him.
But
banish him, which is prime, which sets him up to be resurrected.
Yeah.
You flipped a coin, and that was close.
Yeah. No, 7 sages are good guys. 7 sages are the ones helping the heroes.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. So
the three goddesses fucked up a lot, so I don't take.
Yeah, that's it.
If the real gods are fuck ups and the demigods, like I don't really trust their judgment on this.
Maybe the three goddesses are the problem here. Like if they never fucked with anything, there would never be this power struggle and all these people dying.
They could have just taken the Triforce with them.
Yeah.
Or like they could have left a picture of it.
Yeah. Is the Triforce like the exhaust of just them leaving here? Like
I think so, yeah.
That's just like the aftermath. Like
kind
what
of
is
implied,
their power?
but yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's kind of open to interpretation, but it kind of seems to be what it is. Yeah. So they banish him to the Twilight Realm, which you may remember when we were talking about a man named Zant.
TP.
Yeah. So next game in the series is Twilight Princess. Okay. Ganondorf's been sent to the Twilight Realm, and he meets up with this cool guy Zant, who says, "Hey, dude, I'm the king of the Twilight Realm. Welcome."
The basis for
Fall
Out Boy.
The basis for Tool.
He had his sleeve and a half and like a loft.
Yeah.
And Ganondorf can just hang out.
He's a white guy, but he's got dreads.
Yeah.
Okay, dude.
It's kind of gross, kind of weird, yeah. He really likes it.
Man, we are ragging on white people right now. Those damn white people.
I will not confirm or deny if I'm white.
Face reveal at 100,000 subscribers.
So send us $5 each, and we'll tell you what color we are.
$5.
$5. Yeah.
All right.
Well, we're assuming 10 million listeners.
Right. Well, that's what I planned for. That's why I took out all those.
And 10 million people who are curious about our race.
Yeah, to also send us the money. Yeah.
I hope so. I took out all those loans.
Yeah.
For this, yeah.
This $30,000 recording studio, man, it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna pay itself off in spades. So Ganondorf meets up with Zant, the self-proclaimed king of Twilight.
Right.
Ganondorf Link slays Ganon at the end of Twilight Princess, and at the last second he tries to use the Triforce of Power to resurrect himself. So this time Ganon's like, I'm done with other people resurrecting me just so I can die.
Want something done right.
Yeah, you want something done right, you do it yourself.
Good for him.
Fight takes some initiative after 100,000 years.
Yeah. And the one time that he does it, he finds the Triforce of Power has finally had enough of his shit and says, nah, dude. So he has the Triforce of Power, and the Triforce of Power just leaves him and says, "You're not powerful enough for me."
Ethan,
make decisions?
Ethan, as a person, like, which Triforce would you want? Courage, power, or wisdom?
Which one I want?
I think wisdom, just because it's smart, it's great. But imagine having power. Like power seems like this, like it would take you off the path of greatness or goodness. But like power, man, like what does power feel like?
You want to know which Triforce I want? Triforce of the biggest dick.
Oh, yeah.
I want the big dick Triforce. The daddy dick Triforce. That's the one for me, I think.
Yeah, there's fan fiction out there, man.
We could probably do a whole episode on Zelda fan fiction. Zelda erotic fan fiction.
No.
Yeah.
You guys are using. Now you guys turn against me.
Let's banish him. Maybe he'll be resurrected next time.
I take wisdom, probably.
Yeah. Courage?
It's toss-up, though. I flip a coin between wisdom and daddy dick, however.
Wisdom and daddy.
Wisdom seems good, and that you would
currently at least. Because, like, power, what is power really these days, right? Like, if I was going to get the Triforce tomorrow in 2017, I'd take wisdom, because then I could, like, make really good business decisions and shit.
If you had the Triforce of Courage, too, you wouldn't care that you had a little dick. You'd be courageous enough to face the world. So
basing what I was about to say there, and then you guys kind of built on that, is wisdom would be great, and you would figure things out really quickly, but you would also see all of the flaws around you, and that this would weigh down upon you like so much because you wouldn't have that courage to balance yourself out.
Like Zelda has depression.
Yeah, power would kind of lead you off the path of greatness, like it did. Greatness being greatness with goodness, but courage. You'll just be confident whatever the fuck you're doing. You know what? I'm taking a shower and fucking I have courage, and you're having a great time. So and then you go to the fucking grocery store. You know what? You don't even put a towel on because I'm courageous. And you just like stomp your way through.
Getting up and taking a shower is the hardest part of my day. So it's funny that you say that.
No, I was looking around my surroundings. Like what takes courage?
Bathroom door?
Yeah, exactly.
We are recording in the shower right now. Just so everyone is aware.
$30,000 shower.
Yeah, I hope the steam isn't affecting the mics too much.
No.
Back on topic. Yeah. Twilight Princess, yeah. Twilight Princess. Ganondorf tries to resurrect himself. He's got the Triforce of Power.
But he fucks up because Triforce doesn't want none of his shit.
Triforce says, F you, Ganondorf.
Is it because the Triforce of Power thinks he's a pussy?
I think at this point, yeah.
It thinks he's a pussy and
this is almost the end of this timeline, so it's like he's died a lot at this point. Yeah. And he keeps getting the Triforce of Power, and he keeps letting this thing down.
Is the Triforce an entity? Like, does Ganon
tough to say.
have a talk with the Triforce?
It's tough to say. You play enough Zelda games where
Link never talks to the courage thing, but is Navi courage?
I think...
Is Navi an embodiment of his courage? Just
Navi is sent by the Great Deku Tree.
Each piece is like the ring from Lord of the Rings, right? It has, like, a will of its own, but is not technically alive.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay,
That's kind of the gist I'm getting
That's
here.
it.
Can we destroy the Triforce by bringing it back to some mountain or
Doom.
some pyramid?
Mount Doom.
Yeah, Mount Doom.
Is there a Mount Doom?
Yeah, it's the same name.
What?
If we destroy this, then that'd be a great ending to the Zelda or Link or whatever you want to call it series. Like,
or they could just
finish.
I don't know if they'll ever end the Zelda series. Though. It'll make way too much money.
Shot for shot remake of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Sam.
Link's up. Yeah. Navi.
Navi.
I'm coming with you, Mr. Link.
Hey, strawberries.
Yeah.
Hey, second lunch.
Hey, lunch.
Second breakfast.
You already got the giant owl, so. That's the one that carries you there, so.
One of the owls has dropped the Triforce in a volcano.
Yeah. So
I got shit to do, man.
Yeah. So Ganon tries to resurrect himself, fails, and this is the part where Zant says, "Dude, Zant is like with the Triforce of Power in this instance. He's like, dude, you are a bitch," and breaks his neck. Cool. He's like dying. He's dying, and like as an insult, Zant breaks his neck, which is pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
So then Link fights Zant actually as the final boss.
Oh, he's the last boss in MTV.
He's the last boss.
But breaks his neck, then okay.
Like in a Nintendo game, does he have like a good snap or?
I think so. Yeah. He's got like a visual to it.
I know he gets like stabbed in the face.
If you're watching this on YouTube, it's going to be 3 hours looped of Zant breaking someone's neck.
Yeah, exactly. Just that. It's going to be very confusing for the first hour of the podcast. And they don't know why that's been referenced. Yeah. Why did he just show this loop?
It'll all come together. Yeah.
Zant breaking his neck. So yeah, with Ganon dead and Zant actually becomes banished, which is great, right?
Right.
Somebody's got to get banished in every
single
game. He doesn't actually, not yet.
Oh, successfully banished.
Yeah, successfully banished.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
Fucking 1 point for the mother goddess or whatever.
Yeah. 1 point for banishment. But Nintendo might still make a game where Zant comes back. And Midna becomes the Twilight Princess, or reveals herself to be the Twilight Princess at this point. She destroys the Mirror of Twilight, which leads to the Twilight world. So it does seem like the Twilight world is probably
cut off.
Yeah.
Okay.
More or less. But she's Twilight Princess, so maybe she's got some weird powers which would open a portal or something like that. Who knows? It's very muddy. Now the last sword in this game is Four Swords Adventures.
This is the one where it was one sword. You got split into 4. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Okay. I trust you.
Yeah,
I trust you absolutely.
I remember it was on the GameCube, right?
I do not recall.
I thought that was a Game Boy game.
I thought it was a Game Boy game.
Yeah, I thought it was a Game Boy game too.
But might be. So this is hundreds of years after Ganondorf's death. The Hylians reconcile with the Gerudo, the people that Ganondorf ruled. But like literally, like within the game starting, they reconcile with the Gerudo people, and then like a short time later,
everything fucks up.
Ganondorf's reincarnated. So he's not summoned, he's not brought back from exile, but he's reincarnated.
Okay.
More or less the same thing.
So does he have a different name?
No, he's Ganondorf. He's reincarnated as Ganondorf.
I see.
As that child is born of the Gerudo.
Demise' hatred is strong.
Yeah.
You cannot get rid of this thing. Yeah.
He decides, hey, so somebody has a kid in the Gerudo, and they're like, I'm going to name my kid Ganondorf. I know they said I shouldn't, but I'm going to do it. You know
Some kind of curse
or
whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's a very beautiful name. Ganondorf.
Anything with a dwarf
in it. There's a dwarf in it.
Or an orf. Even anything with an orf.
Dwarf. Jorf.
RF is pretty hard to come back from. You turn it around, you can have nice names, Frank, Francois, but like you turn it the other way around and it's RF. Like
I can't think of a good name that ends.
Barf. I mean.
Barf.
Barf. Yeah.
Garf.
Yeah.
Kajarf. I don't even know.
Kajarf. That was your third one.
We all know a Kajarf, right?
Some guy named Darf is gonna write it very angry. Like, how dare you insult me? So with the reincarnation of Ganondorf, this is the start of Four Swords Adventures, which is similar format to the one Four Swords.
Yeah.
You got 4 links. They're trying to steal a dark mirror.
Cool.
Which is like the Twilight Mirror, but it's for the Dark World, not the Twilight World. Like the worlds are very similarly named and similarly themed, but they are different.
Okay,
There's Shadow, Twilight, and Dark.
Yeah.
And they're all different worlds.
Yeah,
different
when you go
worlds,
down Main Street,
people.
there's like a Quiznos instead of a subway.
Exactly.
And you're just like, this is a horrible place.
Yeah.
So if it was, instead of Dark, if it was Darf, no one would take them as serious.
The Darf world?
Yeah, the Darf world. Not at all.
That is true. And that's the last game in the child timeline.
Okay, so now we're on to Big Boy Link.
Big Boy Link, yep.
Okay.
Big Boy Adult Link.
Then becomes Toon Link?
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much.
You know more than I thought you did.
So
I didn't even know that.
Well, it's because the only one left that we haven't talked about yet is Wind Waker, which is the one
there's
that
3 games
I spent the most time
There's
with.
3 games which we haven't talked about, but they're all, interestingly enough, all the same style. That cartoon.
Yeah, the DS ones.
There's Phantom Hourglass and there's Spirit Tracks, which is I had never even heard.
Those are so foreign to me. I don't know this at all.
Yeah. I used to work for GameStop, so I did know those existed, but I have never played them.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually don't know a single person who's played them.
No, me neither. I can't name
I might have played the Phantom Hourglass, but because it's old enough. But
just like he might have cleaned his room last night. He didn't.
I did. He was supposed to. I'm a bad boy. I didn't even make my bed this morning. Shh. Mother's going to be furious.
Shout out to Louise.
Yeah, shout out to Louise. I love you, mommy. Okay, back on topic. This is over podcasting, they call. After Ocarina of Time, assuming the Great Cataclysm did happen, and Link got sent back, so Link's left the world now, but now here's Zelda picking up the pieces of this destroyed world.
Yeah.
They defeated Ganondorf, they sealed him away. Sure enough, it's not long before he escapes. Again, they really got to put like a GPS tracker on this bad boy so they know where he is. Right? He's near the wall. He's near the wall again. He's near the door again.
He needs that like house arrest bracelet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He needs an electric fence for a dog, you know? Like, he's got the collar on. It shocks him every time he leaves the Sacred Realm.
It sucks to think that it's just the aftermath of 3 goddesses coming here and then leaving.
But they created everything, so there would have been nothing without them, right?
Is that our current state in the world, that maybe a god came, created us, and then left, and all we are is this pathetic aftermath of a god, and that we're just killing each other over something that doesn't exist?
Maybe.
Anyways, what's next?
I'm just gonna get super fucking real.
Yeah. Welcome back to we compare Zelda's lore to real philosophy.
All this earthly conflict.
Yeah. Great question. I'm gonna Google that. Is real life The Legend of Zelda?
You die in Zelda. Do you die for real?
So sure enough, Ganondorf escapes again, but this time, to everybody's shock, Link doesn't show up. Link doesn't come back this time.
It's because he's trapped in time stasis, getting older, protected by the Master Sword?
No, this is after this. He has defeated Ganondorf after being an adult Link, and Zelda sent him back.
Okay.
Zelda sent him back to his own timeline.
Okay.
And Link doesn't show up this time when Ganondorf takes over. So Ganondorf basically has the run of the place.
I'm so fucking lost. Hang on a second. So there's no timeline in which Link continues as a man? He always turns back into a child.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, like he turns back into a child.
Okay.
And then that's a split. So there's one timeline where Link has just left.
Yeah.
And Link is not present in this timeline.
Okay.
Because the adult Link timeline is Link is not present in the adult Link timeline.
Right, because he's gone while in time stasis?
He's just gone. He's blinked back in time, and he just split the timeline.
Oh, okay.
So now he's creating his own timeline where he does the Majora's Mask stuff.
He can go his own way.
Yeah.
He can go his own way.
Yeah, like Fleetwood Mac would say that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Google that. Is Fleetwood Mac Zelda?
Yeah, is Fleetwood Mac Zelda? I think she might be, actually. So he doesn't show up, and people are like freaking out. They're like, Ganondorf's taken over. People are like, the hero of time's not showing up, so what do? We turn to religion. And they all start to pray to the golden goddesses.
Okay.
And the golden goddesses, sure enough, they respond. They say, like, get your people. and get to all the peaks in the land, and we're just gonna flush this sucker. And so all the people they climb up mountains.
Is that Majora's Mask?
No, it's Wind Waker.
There's Wind Waker. Now the goddesses flood the entire realm.
And Majora's Mask could totally be put in the same breath as that. It's just like flood the realm, destroy the realm.
No, Majora's Mask was the moon coming down.
Different dimension.
I know, but it's,
and also a parallel dimension.
It's like God taking out everything to start over.
Yeah, it's like Noah and and God.
Yeah.
Who's the other character
in the Bible? It's the main character.
It's God.
It's Link.
It's Link. I mean,
build ye an ark.
God was the main character in the Old Testament. Then, I mean, Jesus really stole the show with the New Testament.
He's been a Mary Sue.
Man, he's such a showboater.
Yeah. He is. Such a Mary Sue. Yeah. So. So. Eventually, the world is flooded, and eventually in this flooded world, the hero of time is born.
Okay.
So now Link is back, and that's Wind Waker, essentially.
Yeah, there's that big-ass bird.
There's a big-ass bird. Yeah, Link makes friends with a boat, who turns out to be the king of Hyrule. Yeah.
He's a nice boat, though.
He's a nice boat.
Yeah.
He calls himself the king of Red Lions, but you find out later in the game that he is King Daphne's, who's the king of Hyrule.
I'm trying to remember how far I got in that game, because that's the Zelda game that I played the most.
I beat it on Wii U, actually. Not
A lot of people will stop playing. There's a point in the game where you have to collect a bunch of map pieces, or shards.
That's what I heard.
And you get to this point where you have to sail all over the world to get these things.
Yeah.
And it can seem really daunting, but if you just start doing it as if you're exploring the world, and these are kind of just checkpoints along the way, then it's a lot of fun. But if
I didn't find it that bad.
If you say like, oh well, now I have to collect like 20 things and just to get to the next part, then it sucks.
Yeah.
But if you just take it as guidelines as to explore all the islands of the game,
I find it bad. A lot of fun. It did have some interesting mechanics too, because like in a lot of the Zelda games, it was like a very linear item progression.
Yeah.
Like in the Great Deku Tree, you got the slingshot, and then you got the boomerang when you're in Jabu Jabu's belly in Ocarina of Time. But in Wind Waker, it was kind of like sometimes you would just visit an island and you would get like a little side quest and you would get an item from it. You'd be like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like,
they also had that thing where you had to go down by floors and defeat all the enemies, and it would go down as far as 50 floors, where you had to defeat. Okay, the first.
It's like a gauntlet thing.
Yeah, it's type of gauntlet. Yeah, you start on the first floor, it's really easy. It's 2 little guys. Second floor, it's easy, and then every 10 floors you got a heart to like heal yourself. Yeah. But then you'd keep going down, and it'd be 50 floors, and this big chest would be at the bottom. But you really had to fight all the way down. By the end, there would be these guys with the huge shields that you couldn't damage unless you got behind them. But there's 5 of them, so if you're behind one, you're in front of the other. And, it was a lot of fun.
I got to like the prison island in that game, where they launch you out of a cannon.
That was very early.
Yeah, I know, like 2.5 hours or whatever. Yeah. Like I said, that's the furthest I ever got in Zelda. But I've absorbed a lot of this. Like I've got buddies who fucking love Zelda. And then, of course, just knowing video games, you learn about Zelda by accident.
Yeah.
Same with Final Fantasy. I played 7 and 6.
I played 1 through 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've beaten them all too.
Mostly on mobile though, right?
On mobile, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Well, not like 9 was the first one I played and the first one I beat.
That's the one with the kid with the monkey tail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I never beat 8 actually.
I played 9 and it was heartbreaking because I had discs. I think there was 3 or 4 discs. There's 4 discs. I played disc 1 and 2, and I went to play the 3rd disc, and they left on a cliffhanger. I was ready to go. The person who lent it to me didn't tell me the 3rd disc was scratched, so I did not complete that game, and I stopped it too. I remember there being a school at the beginning, and I remember there being fights, but I didn't get to finish that game, and I wish I would have.
I replayed it pretty recently, actually.
Yeah?
I downloaded an emulator on my phone and did the same thing.
Okay. We don't recommend doing that, but Ethan does it all the time.
Don't endorse it. Yeah.
Well, I owned a legal copy of the game. It just didn't work anymore because my PlayStation 1 didn't work anymore. So I don't really feel any moral qualms about playing a game that I did pay for.
I've owned like 2 or 3 copies of Final Fantasy VII between my PS4, my computer, and my old PS1.
Yeah, exactly. So, kind of on the same topic, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. When I first played it as a kid, I got just outside Ganondorf's castle, the Tower of Ganondorf, and my little brother deleted my game.
What a bastard!
By accident.
Okay.
So I got there again, and he got mad at me and deleted my game on purpose because he saw how much it damaged me the first time. You know, he saw when he did it on accident how much it hurt me. So then when I got there again after all that time, the first time like my dad helped me get there too, so it was like our save file, because I was like pretty young. And then the second time like I did it on my own, and he was like, I did something, I don't know, I probably experienced.
Imagine punching your brother and it hurts. Now imagine punching your brother and it hurts for 60 hours worth of his life.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm 25 years old now, and it still hurts.
Yeah.
So like, there's still this pit inside of me.
It's like when the battery inside my Pokemon Silver died.
Yeah.
I lost my saves.
Yeah, that is tragic. I mean,
cope with loss.
I don't play with many of my Game Boy Color games anymore, but I wonder how the batteries are doing in those bad boys.
Yeah. I replaced one in Pokemon Blue once.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then managed to play through that.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you replace it resets all your data though?
No, it means you can save again.
Okay.
So it retains your...
Because the copy of Pokemon Blue I had could not save, because even back then somehow the battery had died. And then if you put a new one in there, you could start saving, so I actually managed to finish Pokemon Blue.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so yeah, it's ongoing. Cool.
Some engineering right there for you.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Okay, well, an hour and 40 minutes in, and we got 2 games left.
Keep going!
Yeah, so
It's gonna be good.
we are in the Wind Waker, and
I like this game.
the water's all underwater.
The water's
all
underwater.
underwater.
Most of it, except when it's on the surface. Ethan writes down a note to edit it out because he made a mistake.
Nobody can make fun of me.
Water.
The water is underwater.
Yeah.
Technically it was, but
Read Wikipedia page about water.
you guys didn't read the notes that I read, but in the official Zelda canon, the water was underwater. So Hyrule is underwater. And Link eventually makes his way down there with his boat, who turns out to be the king of Hyrule.
Okay.
They fight Ganon, and right before...
This is the one where you get stabbed in the face. I know.
Yeah, you can also distract him with your fishing rod. You throw the fishing rod out, and he goes... Ugh.
You can do that in a number of Zelda games.
Oh, yeah?
Fucking idiot.
Most Zelda games, I think. I know Ocarina of Time you could, and I know Majora's Mask you could.
It's cheap, man.
Majora's Mask, it was by far the easiest way to beat the Skull Kid at the end of the game. Was to use the fishing rod, was like the best strategy.
It's never what you would think. You have so many gadgets at the end, right?
It's always the fishing rod.
Yeah.
It's just a joke.
That's the true hero
It's a joke
time.
The fishing rod saved us from Ganon time and time again.
Now the true hero, this inanimate carbon rod.
Oh, yes!
Well, dude, in Rod we trust.
Yeah, exactly.
In Rod we trust.
Yeah,
it's from the episode, I can't take credit.
Yeah, and whenever you fish from a rod, like, most of the water's underwater that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So
which defies logic, but you know.
Matt Groening, we assume you're listening. Please don't sue our little podcast.
I don't think so.
So they go down, they fight Ganon. Ganon actually assembles the 3 pieces of the Triforce. And just as
this is Wind Waker.
This is in Wind Waker. Just as he's about to make his wish that he becomes the ruler of all of Hyrule.
Yeah.
King Daphne's slinks up behind him, grabs the Triforce, and makes his own wish that all of Hyrule gets washed away. So that they can start anew. Was his whole thing. So the next game in the series, following Ganon's defeat here, called the Phantom Hourglass.
Yeah, which is on the DS. I know about these two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've never even seen these.
I used to stock them.
And this is one which again does not feature Ganon nor Ganondorf.
Okay.
Features a demon named Bellum. And Bellum, Link and Tetra, Pirate Queen from Wind Waker. They strike off after the events of Wind Waker to try and find this new land that King Daphne's wished for.
Of course.
And they end up...
It's Dryland, and they have to meet up with
exactly.
Kevin Costner.
Yeah, exactly.
Next thing they call it Wetland.
Yeah. And they end up coming across this ghost ship called Ghost Ship. And
wow.
Fucking Nintendo, man.
Just
on top of it with the name.
Tetra hops aboard thinking like, oh man, I'm a pirate and this is cool. Link tries to go after her, falls into the water, wakes up on an island, finds out Tetra's been turned into a statue by a demon named Bellum who sucked out her life force, and he goes on this quest to save
I was hoping she'd be like Ghost
Who
Queen.
do you think's existence is better, Ganondorf or Link? Link is continually
he's
shoved
like Sisyphus,
He's continually shoved in this position where save the world or else, and Ganondorf is always like, just get this thing and then everything's fine.
When you think about it, neither one of them have ever succeeded at anything.
No.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
They keep getting born into it.
It is really depressing, actually.
It says something about life, though. I think it's constant clawing on something of meaning. But
Shigeru Miyamoto is just really fucking depressed.
Yeah. Everyone reads Steven Erikson.
Yeah. So they end up defeating the demon Bellum. Link returns Tetra to her normal fleshy self.
Nice.
Yeah, and after that, they sail away, and they eventually find this new continent.
And this is where Spirit Tracks. That's why they're on a train now.
This is Spirit Tracks. Yeah,
What?
they get there, and the tracks are already there, and there's this spirit train that's already there, which is apparently key to the economy, key to the civilization. Without this train, shit goes bad. So they find out the tracks are fading, and nobody really knows why, and they're tasked with investigating it. And they meet up with the Chancellor to go investigate it, and it turns out this Chancellor is a bad guy who's trying to resurrect a Demon King, Malladus, not Ganondorf, and not Demise.
What is this? Okay.
This is 2 games in a row where Ganon and Ganondorf do not appear.
But people still want to do the exact same thing. Is there nothing but just like dead demons?
People resurrecting demons, man. That's
constantly.
Like the theme, dude.
Jesus.
Top 10 ways to resurrect a demon.
Everyone wants to play the next one, you know.
Click here if you want to learn how to resurrect a demon, just to have it immediately killed. So yeah, it turns out Malladus is sealed away in a place called the Tower of Spirits. Link meets up with Zelda in this new continent.
Stupid fucking name.
Yeah.
Then
Tower of Time.
Time on time. Yeah.
Time for the Tower of Time. Yeah. So Link does meet up with Zelda on this new continent, and he goes to this tower. He defeats the Chancellor who was trying to resurrect him. Then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna put this to bed. He goes up into the tower itself and defeats the Demon King, not twice, as Link has to fight him, and then Link has to fight him in the Dark Realm.
Okay.
Naturally.
So he goes to another dimension in Spirit Tracks?
He goes to the Dark Realm in Spirit Tracks.
Okay. Do the tracks...
on this new continent.
The tracks are in themselves another being that help people cart shit around on Dryland with Kevin Costner.
With Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner plays the train, actually.
Have y'all never seen Waterworld?
Yeah.
Neither have I, for that matter, but I know about it.
Yeah. I have. Great movie.
Just like Zelda.
I love it, honestly. Fantastic movie.
I know about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Well read, not exactly rehearsed.
So once Malladus is defeated, they literally just take this new continent and say, like, okay, we're calling it Hyrule now. And they reestablish Zelda's line as the royal family.
And that's it?
And that's it.
Did we just...
Wow. Did Zelda and Link ever fuck?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
In which games?
I gotta say, probably Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
Because like there's good chemistry there.
That's the meaning of Skyward Sword originally.
But
it's a sword aiming upwards.
Hang on, excuse me. I have a teacher. Teacher, pay attention.
Yes,
Don't
Mr.
just
O'Donoghue.
senpai.
Mr. O'Donoghue.
We did forget, just because we don't have any experience of it, where the fuck does Breath of the Wild come in?
Yeah.
Good point.
Explain.
I do have it.
Because I know, like, this is the one where we officially have, like, actual characters, because everybody talks now.
Also, like, I really want to play it. I play on PS4 right now, as you guys heard earlier.
Yeah.
The thing is, exactly, PC. I started on PC. PC would be my go-to, but my PC is crashing down. If you're on Nintendo, Breath of the Wild, apparently, if you have Horizon Zero Dawn and Breath of the Wild, which came out in similar times, play Breath of the Wild first. Because Breath of the Wild, you feel like a gecko that you can climb everything, and Horizon, you feel limited only if you played Breath of the Wild first. And only just now this is relevant. Probably later, if you guys are listening to this a year from now in 2018, it will not be relevant.
How's the future? Am I dead?
Yeah, exactly. But play Breath of the Wild before you play Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah. Although, play Horizon Zero Dawn.
I really want to.
Oh my goodness. Hopefully we'll have an episode about it later. I have so much to cream about that game. It is a beautiful game.
It looks fucking great.
Oh, and the way that... We couldn't have an episode without spoiling the game because they start off with a complete mystery and just fill you in as it goes on and over such a huge time frame. But anyways, Ethan, what do you have to say? What do you have to say?
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. Obviously, there's no official confirmation because the last time that the timeline was officially updated was
it had some kind of
ago.
Ancient robot apocalypse.
Yeah.
From what I can tell, because there's all those bad stone monsters.
That's
from
that
the
race,
the
the ancient robots.
Okay, they
that
are.
we're talking about. Those are the ancient robots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Made last year.
The consensus seems to be that it comes after Twilight Princess. So it is the child timeline where Link went back in time and changed the events. The Great Cataclysm never happened.
Because from what I understand, just listening to other people's podcasts, is they put Link in stasis because he gets wrecked by Ganon. And they put him in stasis in some kind of like healing bath, like Darth Vader's thing, or whatever.
Naturally.
And then they take them out, and then whatever the fuck happens in that game is...
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one I'm not super rehearsed on. It's the only one I haven't, not the only one I haven't played, but one of the only ones I haven't played.
And also, it's not, I guess people haven't figured out how to slot it in yet.
It's not canon, and we don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. Read it up. But
in summary, however, we're done, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's
the Zelda timeline.
That's the timeline. That's the official timeline as per Nintendo.
Lore Boys v Zelda timeline. Oh. Frankly, I've never. It's like I guess just kind of cap this one off. I've never personally enjoyed playing those games, but I didn't grow up with them as a problem because I started playing games at my neighbor's place, and he had a Sega, and then I had a computer at home, so I went from Sega to PC, and I do have the last gen consoles, right? Like I have my PS3 at home, but it's just for Netflix and like
you need a Nintendo too.
Ni no Kuni. That's it. And then I've always been on PC because I've always had a computer at home. And then I ended up as I got older and saw the difference between those things when the shift started. Like I kind of ended up as a frame rate Nazi. Like I liked 60 FPS. Which consoles stopped doing. And 30 FPS makes my eyeballs uncomfortable. Because I'm so used to it.
Okay, I'm on your side, man. I started off as a PC gamer, and my PC couldn't keep up, and it was more economically viable for me to get a TV and PS4. And I
had nothing for months. And then got a really good PC. Opposed to buying a cheaper thing.
Exactly. So I got this, and I'm really happy with it. But at the same time, I would love to be on a PC, and also 60 frame rates. If you buy a PS4 Pro, they have a new like thing that you can do instead of
boost mode.
But boost mode, instead of
drift.
Instead of playing in 4K, which most people don't have 4K TV. They revert that power to putting you in 60 FPS rather than 30 FPS.
Noticeable.
And they don't mention that you have to ride a stationary bike to power the device.
Exactly.
I think that's a perk more than anything.
I haven't gained any weight yet.
It's by design. Exactly. It's by design, dude. I eat Doritos all day and I'm fine.
But ultimately, like I missed out on all these games. Never really enjoyed them growing up, but it does sound like at least very interesting. I might pick up actually, because I like Wind Waker, and I don't get a whole lot of use out of my DS. I kind of want to get the folding 2DS. I think I might grab one of those, and then maybe I'll pick up Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass.
The over-the-top Zelda games, like the top-down view perspective Zelda games, are great games. I find to just like pick up and kind of just pick up and play.
Like Link Between Worlds or whatever?
Link Between Worlds and like. But I grew up playing A Link to the Past.
What other avenues do you have to play Majora's Mask in this day and age? I'm sure
3DS.
3DS. I considered doing that, but like Nintendo games never drop in price. It's still like $45.
I want to buy Super Mario Maker and I can't do it because it's so expensive.
I still stand by that I would split that with you because I watch so much of it. I don't play with it at your house. But you're moving away. But anyways.
I own a 3DS. And I actually recently bought the remastered version of Ocarina of Time.
It's pretty sick, eh?
Which is really sick because
I bought it for Oren for his birthday when we still lived together.
You play through it and it's the Ocarina of Time exactly as you remember it, and then you could do a New Game Plus essentially. Where you play through it and all the dungeon layouts are different. So like all the puzzles and stuff.
Oh, it's Master Quest from the GameCube, right?
Yeah. It's all new puzzles and stuff. So that was a lot of fun.
That's it. Well, anyways, guys.
Thanks for stopping by.
I suppose that's it.
We've been Lore Boys.
We are the Lore Boys.
Lore Boys. Yeah. Soundtrack coming next week.
Yeah. Some other episode too.
Our hip hop album is dropping. Very soon.
Yeah. I'm the guitar player. Ethan and Peter are the definite rappers. they look at like rappers, just
my hat's backwards. Right now.
I'm not even wearing a hat right now.
Keep in mind the $5 incentive.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways.
No, it's the tight black thing you tie up.
It's a do-rag.
It's a do-rag.
No, like the do-rag I thought was like the.
Well,
where else can people find you on the internet, Ethan? You got yourself a Twitter and an Instagram. You got a handle or two, boys.
I do have a Twitter. I'm at Ethan the Deadman on Twitter, and I also host a tabletop RPG blog called Fungineering 101.
Nerd.
So you guys can check me out there. Links will be in the description.
My name's James Miller. You can reach me at jmilk.com. Or whatever the fuck you call it. At jmilk. So
spoilers, it's James is 65 and can't use Twitter.
So you can if you get me on the landline. No, it's
don't call me when I'm a down.
Yeah, that's it. Call me between 8 and 7, and not when I'm on my
8 and 7 is a big window. That's 11 hours where they.
I'm not on the internet between then. Can I do a second take of my thing then?
Go for it.
Okay. So you can find me at Jaymilk, JAYMILLK, on the internet, and just send me a tweet. Send me a tweet. Let's get to know each other.
Tweet. You can find me on Twitter at Pete O'Donoghue, and that's ODONOGHUE, and on Instagram at Old Aunt Peter, where I post photos of my cat and shit that I draw.
So we're the Lore Boys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for stopping by.
Do you often watch people root through your recycling from this window here?
No, I haven't normally, but I'm sticking deep.
Yeah, she's up to her shoulder there. Yeah, it's an old dude?
Yeah, no, he's getting his money's worth.
Alright, whatever, man.
I'm glad you've never noticed me doing it, honestly.
I always give my cans to can guy at the park.
Yeah.
I'm taking notes, by the way, not to cut this, but this is probably going at the blooper reel at the end.
Okay.
Okay.
Either that, or it's just gonna open with that. Before
I've just noticed that every time I talk, you take a note.
Yeah.
Cut out Jason's part.
Exactly.